Yeah, let's do it. 6 o'clock, almost 6:01 at the MJ Morning Show here on a Friday as we get ready to wrap the week. I see that Fester has brought in his daughter. We'll, I'm sure, have a joke of the day coming up. Probably the most pressing, crucial thing right now is all the hoopla and hype surrounding Invest 97, which could become a name system that would be Debbie if it develops. You know, the best guess is tropical depression, maybe tropical storm off our coast. Now, Dennis Phillips, our official meteorologist from ABC Action News. Dennis will join us at 8 o'clock exactly. So 2 hours from right now, Dennis Phillips, Mr. Suspenders, 8 o'clock will join us live and give us, the latest model runs and what's going on. What is happening is the governor has declared a state of emergency already for a number of counties in the Tampa Bay area. Well, I guess a total of, 50-something counties, I guess, have been named, right?
That's like the whole state.
Nah, I think
there's 67 counties.
67.
That's a lot of counties.
50-something. Anyway, so, right now it's a tropical wave.
Right.
What can we expect? The best guess right now is maybe 2 to 6 inches of rain. On Saturday, maybe some isolated flooding with some rain, but the bigger event's going to be Monday and Sunday. Or let me put that chronologically. Sunday and Monday.
Oh, my God.
What?
I've never heard somebody butcher the days of the week in order worse than you. It's going to be Saturday, Monday, Sunday.
Saturday was that chronologically, I said Saturday first.
So you started off really good. You started off really well.
Well, all right. So Saturday, some rain maybe coming in on Saturday. And then Sunday, some potential coastal flooding and maybe some street flooding. It all depends on how much damn rain we get. And also, one of the factors is that high tide on Sunday for concerns here in the Tampa Bay area ranges from like noon to about 5 p.m. Okay. So if you have a lot of rain and high tide, I think we've got full moon also around that time, so that could obviously play into it.
Wait, full moon around what time?
No.
No.
I thought my daughter advised me this morning we have a, what is it, Hadley? It's a what? Hadley, what's today's moon?
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I got to turn the mic on.
It's a waxing crescent.
Right.
So today we have a waxing crescent, which is only a sliver. We can't have a full moon in 2 days.
We can't even see it. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I thought I saw somewhere that the moon, that I thought, maybe I'm wrong. I thought I heard something about a full moon.
No, we have a new moon on August 4th. Maybe that's what you heard. Maybe you heard new.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard something about the moon. Anyway, listen, that's why we're going to have chief meteorologist Dennis Phillips on from Channel 28 ABC Action News at 8 o'clock this morning. So that's the biggest worry you have is going to be, how much rain are we going to get? How close is, they're talking about the east-west wobble, but, I don't think we're not talking about a Category 1 hurricane, Category 2, Category 3. We're talking about, maybe up to a tropical storm off our coast. But again, the concern is the east-west wobble.
Well, if it does turn into a named storm, Debbie, she's going to be a Debbie Downer.
Wah, wah, wah.
Roxanne's been sitting on that one for
I mean,
a few
I'm
days.
sitting here. We're just talking storm days of the week. Come
Yeah,
on, let me get it in. Debbie Downer.
We got to bring Rachel Dratch in. I mean, she was the Saturday Night Live actor that played Debbie Downer. You know, with what are they always like sitting at a dinner table or something and having a conversation and everyone's enjoying dinner, and then she'd bring up some like disastrous, awful situation, and then the camera would zoom in on her and it would go wah, wah. We have those noises in the computer here. I probably can dig those things. Wah, wah. All right, 6:05 at the MJ Morning Show. So Hadley, Fester's daughter, is gracing her presence here on the program this morning. Do you have a series of jokes for us this morning? I'm guessing most likely.
You have to ask my father. My father's the one that was picking them out.
I edited your jokes last time. We'll have a couple of jokes ready to go.
All right, so Fester's daughter, Hadley, with jokes at some point during the MJ Morning Show. Hey, I got a little audio daily double to start the program here. I have an audio daily double. Can anybody guess what this particular audio is? I'm going to play just a little bit of a sound here. And Andrew, do you have that audio up for me? Is that ready to roll? Oh, in moments, okay. It's not ready yet.
We have plenty of time.
Andrew, I gave you this about 7, 8, 9 minutes ago. All right, hang on. Andrew, can you tell me when this is going to be available? All right. Hold on. Can you play it from in there? Just play it from in there.
Okay.
This is the audio daily double. Are you ready to go, Andrew? All right, tell me what this is. Go. All right, that's one of the clips. Andrew, do you have another clip you can play? All right, so that's what. Do you have any idea what that audio is?
I would guess a video game.
Well, that would be correct. That would be a video game. Yes. Hadley is not going to know what it is.
Do you think you know what it is?
She has no idea what it is.
Mario.
No.
Okay.
Dang
so
it.
All right. I mean, that's not a bad guess, but it's not Mario.
It's not a bad, but it's not the right one either.
Not Mario. All right. Roxanne, do you have any idea what the audio daily double just was?
No, I mean, obviously it's a video game, but I mean, it's not like I'm going through really old school video games in my head. It's not Pac-Man, right?
Nah, it doesn't sound like Pac-Man to me.
Gobble, gobble sound.
Andrew, can you play another one of the sounds? Andrew, what's going on?
Sure, but they all sound the same.
Well, here we go. Here we go. This is a little different.
I've heard that before. Wow, I feel like
play
that's
it
a game
again.
I played.
Andrew, play it again one more time from the producer's booth. All right, what do you think it is? Anybody? No, nobody can guess.
Hadley, I don't think it's Tetris.
No, I don't think Tetris has noises like that.
Is it Cubert?
No.
That's a good guess, though. That's a good guess.
No. So what have we had so far? We've had Mario, Cubert. Come on.
It's not Donkey Kong.
No, Donkey Kong is very, very recognizable. Yeah.
I'm just going through the old
Donkey
games
Kong.
I played in the past.
Hold on. I'm going to drag this out. Folks, what is the significance of those noises? Or I might even take some phone calls when we come back in the next segment. 6:09, just getting rolling. Friday morning, MJ Morning Show, Q105, back in moments.
Well, we've got an...
MJ Morning Show on Q105. MJ and Roxanne and Fester. I have also a challenge that I'm going to issue to any Tampa Bay area newscaster, any anchor on any of the TV stations, whether it's Fox 13, ABC 28, Channel 10, News Channel 8. I have, or even Bay News 9. Bay News 9 is included as well. I have a challenge that I will issue to any on-air personality. This would have to be an anchor position or a reporter that would be doing a little live shot in the studio, all right? So I have a challenge that I am going to issue a little later on. It's a $1,000 challenge.
Oh.
So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. $1,000 challenge coming up on the MJ Morning Show. I'll explain probably next hour, probably in the 7 o'clock hour coming up. All right, stand by. All right, back over to my little video game noises here. I had Andrew play some of these sounds from inside the producer booth. Now he's put them up on my little sound bar here so I can play them myself. So these noises, what is the significance of these noises for today's MJ Morning Show? All right, that's the first one. Here's another one. All right, that's another one. How about this one? Yeah, this goes on for 2 minutes. I'm not going to play all that.
Okay.
All right, and then here's the final sound. Maybe this will trigger somebody's memory.
Oh.
Does anybody know what those sounds are? So I'm going to open it up to our listeners. 800-990-1047. What is the significance of those sounds on today's MJ Morning Show? Now, Roxanne, you're going, oh, like you're having an epiphany over there, like you know what it is that suddenly, whoa, hey, you got the answer.
I've heard this game. I feel like I've played it. Am I picturing it right? Is it a handheld thing? Is it those handheld video games where the screen... Okay. Is it Dig Dug? Is it Dig Dug?
No. Oh, Dig Dug. No,
Yeah.
it's not. Even though we call your husband Doug Dig Dug, it is not Dig Dug. Oh, man. Look, every single line is lit. Every single line.
Oh, wow.
Bring up
every line.
Every single line.
Just start picking them up. What do you mean to screen
Every
them?
line is lit up at 6:24 on a Friday morning. All right, Gregory in Gainesville. Gregory, you're on the MJ Morning Show. What do you think that is?
That's what I said, Dig Dug.
Oh, you're going to guess Dig Dug as well. No. Thank you, Gregory, for listening all the way up in Gainesville. We appreciate it. Sam in Tampa. Sam, what noise did we just play?
You played the Dr. Mario music.
No, it is not Dr. Mario. Every single line. How about Scott in Spring Hill? Scott, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
We're doing well, Scott. Do you know what noises those are from?
For Burger Time.
Did you say Burger Time?
I sure did.
That's right. Yes. All right, Burger Time. Now, I don't know, Scott, if you're going to know this, but what is the significance of me playing the Burger Time old video game sounds from 1982 from the Burger Time arcade game when I was 16 years old? Scott, do you know the significance of why I'm playing those sounds this morning?
I do not, unless you took your wife out for a burger before she was your wife. I have no idea.
That's a good guess. But no, Scott, turn up your radio and I'll explain on the air, okay?
You got it.
Scott, thank you. Look, Jim in Newport Richie. Jim, you also knew it was burger time, correct?
Correct.
All right, Jim, thanks for phoning in. I appreciate it. Let me grab Charles. Charles, you also knew that it was burger time, right?
That is correct.
Charles, how did you know it was burger time? Were you a fan? Did you play it? Did you have the home version on Coleco or, I don't know, or Nintendo or what?
I used to play the arcade game in the University Mall back in the early 80s. Within the first second of hearing it, I was like, that's burger time.
you wait a minute. You used to play burger time at an arcade in the University Square Mall?
Yes.
That's
Way back in
great.
the 80s.
That's fantastic. Charles, thanks for phoning in. Thanks for listening, buddy.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Yeah, burger time. All right, so, Hadley, Fester's daughter, who's in studio this morning, is vigorously raising and shaking her hand like, yes, Hadley.
Burger time is at 8:30, and we get to eat burgers at 8:30 for breakfast.
That is correct! that is correct.
Daddy told me last night, and I've been waiting for burger time.
All right. That's, Hadley, you realize you got to talk into the microphone, right?
Talk into it.
You're holding the mic in your ear, and you're talking in the other direction. All right.
You're learning, kid.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's first couple of minutes of the radio show this morning.
I still talk over here sometimes.
Yeah, you do. All right, so yes, I have burgers coming in at 8:30 this morning, and this is all because of a USA Today piece. And actually, this piece came out while we were on vacation. I wouldn't have known about this, but Gino, our afternoon dude, the guy that does afternoons until AI takes his job. Sorry. So Gino is a great guy, and Gino wrote a story for our Q105 website about the best burgers in America as far the fast food category is what it was covering. So the best fast food burgers in America. A new survey by USA Today, they published a story a little, a week and a half ago, 10 days ago, is while we were on vacation. And I saw it posted on our website, and Gino was saying that the number one fast food burger in America was a chain that he had not heard of. And then he realized that there was one right here in the Tampa Bay area. There's only one location. They're going to expand, but right now there's only one. So the top 10, and we went over this earlier in the week, included a lot of the usual suspects. Number 10 was...
10 was White Castle.
White Castle, the 1921 slider. I love a White Castle burger. I love a Crystal burger. Number 9 was the double Western bacon cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. I don't know. Do they offer something similar at Hardee's? Because, Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, same company. Number 8 was the Whopper from Burger King. Number 7, the Butterburger from Culver's. Number 6 was the double meat Whataburger. And by the way, we used to have a Whataburger here. It was on Hillsborough, right? And that closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Guess what? Whataburger is coming back.
What?
Yeah. What
a burger?
Yes.
What?
I got news that Whataburger is going to be coming back to the Tampa Bay area.
What,
so,
Mr. Whataburger give you a call?
Details as they develop, but Whataburger is going to take another shot at building out in the Tampa Bay area. So number 5, a Five Guys cheeseburger. Number 4, the Jumbo Jack cheeseburger, Jack in the Box. And Jack in the Box is also making a move into Florida.
They are in Tallahassee and Orlando right now.
So right now, Tallahassee and Orlando for Jack in the Box, which, a lot of people think of Jack in the Box as a West Coast chain. I remember when I was a kid in Nanuet, New York in 1975, 70, that we had a Jack in the Box on Route 59 up in like Spring Valley. I remember I went to a birthday party there and Dougie Katz projectile vomited at his own birthday party at Jack in the Box. No, that's a true story. We were at little Dougie Katz's birthday party. He lived on my street, a couple of houses down on Daisy Court in Nanuet, New York. And we're at Dougie's birthday party at the Jack in the Box on Route 59 up in Nanuet, Spring Valley, New York. And in the middle of little Dougie's birthday party, he projectile vomited all over the table. And after that, I always wanted to go back to Jack in the Box. My mother would not take me to Jack in the Box because little Dougie, I'm sure little Dougie Katz's projectile vomit had nothing to do with Jack in the Box.
No.
But
I had a virus.
Also, my mother would never let me have Kool-Aid.
But were you going to spill it everywhere
No,
and stain everything?
She would never let my brother and I have Kool-Aid. And finally, I talked my mother into buying Kool-Aid. And we bought grape Kool-Aid at the Pathmark on Route 59 right near the Corvette Shopping Center in Nanuet. And I drank the entire pitcher of grape Kool-Aid.
Ooh.
And guess what happened?
What?
I threw up. It took years. It took years. And I wonder if my brother remembers that. Oh, hang on a minute. What time is it?
Tell your brother.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. I think I missed that. Let me do it again. All right. Calling my brother. This is going to shock me. If my brother, first of all, if he picks up the phone at 6:32, and 6:32 already, holy crap!
He's an early riser.
My God.
Hello.
Hey, dude, we're live on the air. Hey, do you remember back when we were kids in Nanuet, a particular food item that I was desperate to try to have? And Mom would never, ever, ever let us get this. I think finally, after years of nagging, I finally talked Mom into letting us buy this at the supermarket. We made it, and then something happened. Do you have any recollection?
You could nag.
What?
You could nag.
I could nag, absolutely.
Yeah, he still can nag really well, Drew.
Drew, do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
I don't think so. How old was that?
You might have been really, really young. It was a drink. Mom would never let us buy this particular drink.
Because you were a monster way before I ever came about.
I'm only 3 years older than you. All right, it was Kool-Aid. You don't remember that?
Yeah, I was just going to say Kool-Aid.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Do you remember Mom would never, ever let us get Kool-Aid, and I nagged and nagged and nagged, and then she finally let us get Kool-Aid. We got grape Kool-Aid, and do you remember what happened?
Not really.
Well, I drank virtually the whole pitcher, and then I threw up all over the place.
That's awesome.
You don't remember me? You don't remember grape Kool-Aid?
Horrible.
What?
Kool-Aid's horrible.
Hey, Kool-Aid! Oh, yeah! All right, buddy, I'm running late. I can't believe you didn't remember that I threw up the grape Kool-Aid all over the kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, I was probably, like a sprout.
Do you remember the shake and bake story?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Corning glassware?
Oh, yeah. That's another funny story. Hey, tell the Corning glassware story real quick.
Well, supposedly that Corning glassware was unbreakable.
Yep.
So my dad just took the plate in the middle of the kitchen and just dropped it like a
from chest high. My dad brought home like a whole box of Corning dinnerware with dinner plates and bowls and cups and saucers, and my dad says, "Hey, these are unbreakable." And he takes the dinner plate and he holds it chest high and drops it on the kitchen tile floor. It hits the ground. What?
I thought you said that I was going to tell this story.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's
Step
how
aside,
it
radio
goes,
guy.
Drew.
All right, so what happened?
So he dropped the plate. It shattered into a billion pieces
did.
all over the kitchen.
I mean, slivers, like tiny slivers. Literally, the plate shattered into a billion pieces. And then the shake and bake story was I was dying for my mom to buy shake and bake to make like the shake and bake pork chops.
Because it looks so good on the
Yeah.
commercials.
And shake and bake was big back when we were kids
Yeah.
in the 70s. And mom,
And I helped.
yeah, and mom finally buys the shake and bake, and I can't remember whether it was chicken or pork chops, and she's shaking the bag. The bag busted open, and the shake and bake powder and the coating went all over the freaking kitchen. So, all right, Drew, I'm running really late. I got to go.
Adios.
All right, buddy, have a great
All right,
day.
bye, Drew.
All right.
I always forget. Is Drew older or younger?
3 years younger.
3 years younger than me. 6:36 of the MJ Morning Show. My God, I am running really, really late. Supposed to do Morons in the News next. Let me tell you about the... You like the moron? We like the moron. We like the moron. Here we go. Morons in the news. 6:44. Yeah, running really, really late because we had a very long last segment. All right, let's keep the food thing going here for just a few minutes. We got a couple of arrests. A massive brawl fester broke out. Why? Over unseasoned chicken.
You know what? There's a few things worth fighting over, and that's one of them.
Oh,
Where were they?
This is in Georgetown County, South Carolina, wherever the hell that is.
No. What were they like at a home, or was it like at a restaurant?
Oh, well, let me give you the details.
Yeah.
2 people arrested, charged with assault after words went a-flying over unseasoned chicken turned into a brawl, even involving a can of Raid bug spray.
Oh, wow.
A gun and a knife. We've got a trifecta here. So this story's got everything. Deputies were called to a home on Sunday night in reference to an assault in progress, according to the Georgetown County, South Carolina Sheriff's Office. When Deputy Kyle Burns and Corporal Simpson arrived, they were told the situation began when Anthony Harper was asked why he didn't season the chicken that was cooking so it could crust up.
All right.
This is actually in the police report narrative. You didn't season the chicken. It's got to crust up.
The seasoning does do that. Yeah.
Anthony replied that he didn't know how to cook and that their grandmother would season it. Hope Harper then called Anthony a dumb dog.
That's a really cutting insult.
And Anthony became angry, shoving Hope into the table and punched her 5 times. Oh, my God. I mean, over unseasoned chicken. 3, 4, 5. Shoved her into the table, then punched. I hope Hope was not seriously injured. Anyway, the two continued to fight alongside another victim. Another person in the home then came out of the kitchen and fired a warning shot with a 9mm handgun into the ceiling to break up the fight.
I really want to taste this chicken and see how bland it was.
Right.
I mean, you eat boiled chicken. It is what it is.
I hope, well, it doesn't say it's boiled chicken.
Well, I mean, that's the same flavor. It's kind of bland.
Yeah, well, there's no seasoning. It was not crusted up, apparently. Hope then went into the kitchen and grabbed a steak knife.
Okay.
Anthony broke free from being held back after this, ran to his grandmother's door for fear for his life, according to the police report. Hope started swinging the knife towards Anthony. Then the grandmother came out of the room, grabbed a broom, and started swatting Hope until she walked away and put the knife away. Anthony then grabbed a can of Raid bug spray and sprayed Hope in the face.
Like metaphorical, you're a cockroach.
Oh, my God. Hope then grabbed the can from Anthony and then sprayed him back in the face.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything metaphorical about it. It literally sprayed her in the face with
Yeah,
Raid.
he's saying you're a cockroach.
Both Anthony and Hope wanted to press charges against one another, according to the sheriff's office. Both were arrested on the scene. Hope was booked into the Georgetown County Detention Center for one charge of assault and battery in the third degree. She was released on a $1,000 bond. Anthony was booked into the detention center on 2 charges of assault and battery, one in the third degree and one in the second degree. He was released on a $3,500 bond. So, unseasoned chicken, a fight, a shove, punches in the face, gunshot into the ceiling, grandma swatting the broom. You got people sprayed in the face with a can of Raid. What? Oh, the knife. And the knife's a swinging.
Is this good publicity for Raid or not really?
I don't think they're going to build this into a TV commercial if that's what you're saying.
I'll tell you what, MJ.
It not only kills bugs dead, but it also will help you resolve arguments over unseasoned chicken in the kitchen.
That deserves a Raid spray in the face.
Raid! That story's got everything.
Yeah, it really does.
The only thing missing is, God, what was I watching? Beef. Did anyone in here watch Beef, the Netflix series?
No, I saw the ad for it because it pops up all your Netflix ads.
Hold on a minute. Was it? Hold on.
It was on Netflix. But that was the one with the two, like the Asian guy who got into
it's
car
road rage.
accidents.
It's about road rage, correct?
Yeah, hold on. No, I think I'm conflating. What was? There was a show that I saw recently with Michelle where the family was all dysfunctional.
No.
And the mother drives the car through the house. What was that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to ask Michelle.
Yeah, I mean, we're not exactly you after the show.
Hold on. What TV show was that?
It wasn't the one with the bear, right?
Oh no, it was. That's right. It was that. Oh, thank you. It was the bear.
You brought up
thank
bear.
You. Thank you.
I haven't seen that one either.
So B. They both start with the letter B. Bear, beef.
I don't know if that's why I screwed it up, but no.
Trying to help you out, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, because we watched Beef and the Bear, the last season of The Bear. We watched those kind of around the same time, so that's why I conflated. Yeah, in The Bear, there was like a family fight, and the mother drove the freaking car. They're having a fight at the dinner table, and the mother drove the car through the freaking house. Smashes through the whole damn house with the car. So that's the only thing the South Carolina story's missing, Fester.
You know what?
Yes, what?
I'm looking up a recipe right now for seasoned chicken breasts.
Yes.
A little bit of brown sugar, some paprika, a little oregano or thyme,
Right.
garlic powder, and a little salt and pepper.
Right.
Yum.
Could have avoided this whole situation.
Oh, man. Oh, it's never a quiet moment with early morons in the news here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, 6:51. If you're in the metal business, if you're like a welder, a fabricator, Here we go, 7 o'clock exactly at the MJ Morning Show. MJ and the crew. Why is Roxanne missing every single time we come back? Is she pre-recording the whole midday thing? Is that what she's doing right now? Is that what's going on?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she has not been back for any segment that we've started.
That is true.
The entire last hour.
But
yeah.
Have you heard the midday show lately?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
So good.
Oh, it's just phenomenal. It's
so good.
Fantastic. Hey, I have a challenge, which I'm
Are
going...
you guys talking about me?
No.
Yes. I just walked in. My ears were burning. My ears
First
are
of
burning.
all,
Are you talking crap? Are you talking BS?
No.
Yeah, a lot of BS thrown around here.
If your ears were burning...
Look, I have a hot cup of coffee in my hand, so watch it.
That's violence.
I'll give you
It has no
$100.
place in the
I'll give you $100 if you throw that into Fester's face right now.
I would then...
I'm just getting coffee. And
Listen,
you're all wonky with your times today, so
MJ
I don't know what's going on with you.
we gave you a great compliment.
Right.
about how awesome the midday
Your
show
daughter's
is.
selling you out,
Yeah.
buddy. She's
All right.
shaking her head.
All right,
I
folks,
don't
it's the 7 o'clock hour. A lot of stuff is coming up. I'm going to tell you right now that in the next segment, when we launch an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ, happens every morning around 7:25, an hour and 20 minutes nonstop MJ, no commercials, no music. We just go nonstop. Nobody else does this in town. I mean, I don't know who else does this in the country, an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. I mean, who else can keep the content going for an hour and 20 minutes and keep you riveted? Well, we'll do that in just a bit. And included will be a challenge. I'm going to issue a challenge to all local television broadcasters. I have $1,000 for a news anchor or reporter's favorite charity if they do something live on TV. I'm going to give them a direction. They just have to say one thing live, either on the anchor desk or if you have a reporter doing a live shot out in the field, doing a live shot in studio at the video wall. All they have to do is say one thing. Provide me with the video proof, and I will donate $1,000 to their favorite charity.
Don't give it to the charity. Give it to their pockets.
What is it? What is it? I will explain coming up in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show. Also at 7:45, shame. Will you confess to this shameful activity? We'll explain coming up 7:45 here on the MJ Morning Show. I have a lot of things that we got to cram in today. So without further ado, this was left over from yesterday. I did not get to it. I apologize. The whole Mr. Beast controversy. Now, I know this is probably a good day for Hadley, Fester's daughter, to be in the studio. Hadley, you're 12. You're going on 13 in October?
Yes, I am.
When-
but
when-
Mr. Beast?
Yes.
What are they doing to him?
You like Mr. Beast, right?
Yes, I do.
How often do you watch Mr. Beast videos?
Whenever a new one comes out and we have to force Hudson to watch it, and he's like, okay.
And
All right.
when is the last Mr. Beast video that came out?
It was with all the YouTubers and around a month ago.
And what was the content? What was that one about?
He put a bunch of YouTubers in a box together, and they would win $1 million for one of their subscribers if they won and were the last one standing inside the box. And
He does a lot of these kind of contests. Well, like
Is that the one where people were hospitalized? I think that's in the story here. All right, hold on. Let me tell you what's going on with Mr. Beast. There is a story about Mr. Beast and some of his past indiscretions that he's actually on video making some slurs and saying some inappropriate things. All right, here's what I have. Mr. Beast is, the biggest thing on YouTube, right? Is there anything bigger than Mr. Beast on YouTube?
no.
I think he's got. You can just say that. You can say that in half the time. 308 million followers right now, subscribers. He's
He's a beast.
Yeah.
if he's not the biggest, he's certainly top 2 or 3.
Right. And of course, he's gone into a lot of charitable and philanthropic type of events. So, I mean, he's, entertained, but he also gives, a lot back. But this is what's caught my attention. This is an Associated Press story that Mr. Beast is massive on YouTube, and he admitted earlier this week that he had used inappropriate language during some of his earlier days as he was just kind of starting out and getting his footprint online. And there have been numerous controversies. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from Mr. Beast. This guy has built up one hell of a business model. Do you know they say the guy is worth about $500 million? That the guy has a net worth of around $500 million?
Good for him.
His channel is worth a lot more than that, really.
All right, let me read some of the details from this Associated Press report. Mr. Beast's real name is Jimmy Donaldson. Did you know that, Hadley? Did you know that?
Yes, I did. My brother once asked our Alexa, what is his phone number? And it gave us all of his personal information, where he lived, what social security number.
Okay, back down, kid. All right, easy there.
But by the way, I read that the guy lives in a very modest house. It's kind of a regular 3,000 square foot house. So, I mean, I give him a lot of credit. He's not living in some kind of ridiculous, mansion in like Calabasas or in Beverly Hills. So Jimmy Donaldson does these massive challenges online. He's known as Mr. Beast. Fester, you're saying what, 306 million? How many?
Yeah, according to YouTube, I'm on his page right now, was that 308 million subscribers?
308 million YouTube subscribers.
The last video he put out 2 weeks ago has 208 million views.
All right. So one of his latest stunts online, I guess there was a decision to see who wins $250,000. Also, did he build like 100 houses and gave them away?
I mean, I've seen him build houses. I've seen him put wells in African villages. I've seen him cure people's eye issues with eye surgeries that they've desperately needed, hearing aids, all kinds of philanthropic stuff.
Also, he's got an Amazon Prime Video deal for a show for a 1,000 contestant reality show. And that's some kind of a deal that he put together with Amazon. I don't know when that thing debuts. But here's where the controversy comes in on Mr. Beast. There are a couple of clips that have been circulating online. Some of the various social media sites, they show some older clips of Mr. Beast.
What does he say? What does he do?
In a 2017 clip, which was circulated by Rosanna Pansino, another YouTube influencer. This was posted on July 24th. Donaldson responded to a viewer who commented about selling black people for money and said that the most I would pay is probably $300. What?
How old was he at this time?
Well, this is 2017, so that would be 7 years ago. So I think he's 30. How old is he?
I don't know.
I think he's, so what, he been about 23 years old? Yeah, look up his age. I thought the guy was about 30 years old, is what I thought. And then he also used a homophobic slur at multiple points.
So he's 26 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's 20. Okay, so he's 26 now. So he would have been, let's say, 19 years old when he made some inappropriate comments. But it's almost like with whoever's circulating these, are they trying to bring him down? Are they trying to damage his brand? I mean, it seems.
Hold on, let's get it straight.
There must be some serious jealousy in the online YouTuber community for Mr. Beast. So there are clearly some people that want to like destroy the dude.
They just want their own clicks.
Yeah, it's all wrong if he said any of that, of course. But I'm curious, is this something that he presumably said online, or did he say it to someone? Do we know which is which, or do we know what he's being accused of?
I mean, it's been recorded.
He made some inappropriate comments about black people, made some inappropriate homophobic slurs.
Where? It's all wrong. It's all wrong. But I'm just, is this like an A and B conversation? Is this is he an orator and in front on a stage doing it? Is he online doing it? That's my question.
I don't have clarity on that. Just that he's on video making these comments.
Yeah.
But it appears this Rosanna Pansino's got some kind of beef because she was interviewed by the Associated Press and said that she'd worked on various potential business ventures with Mr. Beast over the last several years. None ever launched. Last fall, she complained publicly about an edit of her appearance in a Mr. Beast video, though eventually deleted the post after she said she received death threats from Mr. Beast fans.
You know,
hey Hadley, did you threaten this woman's life?
No.
Okay, just checking.
She leaves a threatening to me. MJ, Mr. Beast puts out a video, and then 1,000 other YouTubers make a video just commenting or reacting
On Mr. Beast?
to his content.
All right.
He is the force that they all survive by.
All I know is that my brush with Mr. Beast was maybe a year ago. I was up in New Hampshire. You know, Chloe was getting ready to start her last semester at University of New Hampshire because she graduated back in December. And my brush with Mr. Beast was we were at Target up in like Newington, just outside of Durham, where Chloe went to University of New Hampshire. We're at a Target store, and some like 8-year-old kid was having a freaking meltdown because mom would not buy him a Mr. Beast chocolate bar. And the kid was throwing a freaking tantrum. I wanted to slap the kid. And he's like, I want it. The kid is just throwing down. He's like on the floor. He's having this complete meltdown because Mr. Beast has a line of snacks and chocolate.
Feastables.
And listen to this. This is insane. Do you know how much in Mr. Beast chocolate bars have been sold?
I'm sure billions of dollars worth.
Dude, it's not billions.
All right.
Apparently over $10 million in his chocolate bars alone have been sold.
Okay, I've spent $50 on his chocolate bars over the years. The kids want them all the time. Mr. Beast has a meal box at Zaxby's right now. I mean,
I've seen the commercials for that. Yeah.
And in it, you get the fried chicken and the Texas toast and the dipping sauces. You also get his chocolate bar.
Oh, in the
Yeah.
box.
In the box.
Gotcha.
He's an
Yeah.
empire. He's an empire. Hadley, what do you have to say?
Daddy took my Texas toast and also his
Wait a minute.
slogan.
Hold on. You made your dad take you to Zaxby's for the Mr. Beast box?
My brother made my mother take us to Zaxby's, and they're $10 each.
Just talk.
And
Don't
hold on.
yell.
Yes, yeah. Just
talk.
Just talk normally.
Just talk normal.
All right. And then, hold on. You're saying that your father ate half of your food in your Mr. Beast box?
He ate my Texas toast. I was saving that.
Yeah. My wife took the two kids to
Oh,
Zaxby's.
they come home with the takeout box?
They come home with a takeout
with
box.
the Mr. Beast box.
Yeah, so I see these kids eating these like $12 meal packs from Mr.
I
Beast.
thought it was $10.
I think it was
inflation.
Maybe, who knows? I mean, it was a lot of money.
All right.
And there's Texas toast in my kitchen. It was gone, and then I ate half of Hudson's chocolate bar.
Hey, Hadley, I got a question for you about YouTube consumption. So my kids don't watch Mr. Beast, but they watch Fun Squad. Have you heard of them? Fun Squad, Trin and
Yeah.
Madison, Stephen Cher. That's their speed. Do you watch any of those?
Yeah,
Hudson forces me to watch them. I have to explain to him, they fake their videos.
Yeah,
do
they
you not
do.
understand
But-
the algorithm? The algorithm.
What the hell is she talking about?
Okay,
I know,
so, but
I
this
know.
is-
Now, hang on a minute. Now, also, one of the controversies involving Mr. Beast is that there are claims from some former employees that Mr. Beast has also faked some of his videos.
Yeah, all
yeah,
I
I know
think
that.
there's a little bit of fakeness going on in all this stuff,
Yeah.
except for what my kids and I can come together on when we watch YouTube. We all love this. The Jungle Survival Channel. Have you guys watched this?
I have not.
Is that where the guys dig
my
huts?
gosh, it is mesmerizing. Yeah, they dig huts out in the jungle. They build houses like you would not believe. And they have, I don't know, 12 million, I mean,
You know what I
10
heard?
million subscribers.
I heard those guys are fakes too.
I hate to break it to you, but in the background of their videos, you can find excavator marks, a guy in a white shirt digging away, and an excavator they didn't even hide.
Oh no! So that you and your conspiracy theories don't rain on my parade with these jungle survival people, Hadley.
Fester,
I love this channel.
Fester, I think you need to limit your daughter's screen time.
Listen.
It's what I would
I've
recommend.
been grounded for the past month and a half, and I'm still going on it.
Wait, hold what?
We
I've
took,
been grounded. Remember, I got my
Hold
phone
on.
taken away?
Just talk normally.
talk normally, Hadley.
All right.
Talk in your normal
All right,
voice.
just
Yeah.
normal voice.
So we're talking in our normal
All right.
voices.
I'm excited for burger time.
Calm down.
All right.
Burgers are coming in an hour and a half.
Did she eat a whole box of Fruit Loops this morning? What's going on here? All right, 7:15 at the MJ Morning Show. Mr. Beast. Listen, when you're on top of things, people are going to start coming after you.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of charitable and philanthropic things. So I think, listen, Mr. Beast is a net positive versus a net negative, ultimately. I'm just not really plugged in. I know what he does. I don't watch his channel.
You know what?
I've seen little bits and pieces of some of his videos.
If you spend some time this weekend going through some of his videos,
yeah, that's what I'm going to do. This weekend I'm going to spend time. I'm just going to immerse myself in Mr.
Listen,
Beast.
He has 208 million views on the video he put out 2 weeks ago. Okay? I mean, more people watch him than any other thing in the country.
Listen, I've got 6,000 views on my grouper video that I took down in Little Cayman last week, okay? I got 6,000 views on the grouper. All right.
Great.
All right.
Great.
All right. 7:16 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Oh, Fester, guess what?
What do you got?
It's coming closer to me. It's
Yeah?
coming closer.
Oh, yeah?
Something you love, which has been just a little out of reach for me, just geographically.
Good for you.
It's coming closer. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do believe I do. I believe I do.
Let's see if Fester knows that and a whole lot more. In fact, are you one of these shameful individuals? Will you call this show? Will you admit your shame? That's also coming up. I'll explain. We got a lot on the way. Don't move. Here on the MJ Morning Show with an hour and 20 minutes nonstop next. It is the MJ Morning Show. It's Q105, MJ and a crew. 7:27, an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ activates right now. There has been a leak, a House of the Dragon leak for the series season 2 finale, which is coming up on Sunday. Yeah, we're behind because I was gone for a couple of showings because I bookended my weekends. I love to do that. When it's vacation time, I like to bookend weekends. I never understood people that didn't maximize vacation, especially like some of my radio cohorts over the years. You leave on a Friday right after your show, and you use that whole weekend, and then use the whole week, and then you got the whole next weekend before you have to return the following week. So I'm a bookender. All right?
You sure are.
Yeah, who doesn't bookend? Why what are you going to leave on a Wednesday and come back?
You know what? I've seen some
Really?
crazy crap over the years with some of the people I worked with in this business where they would leave on a Tuesday. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, or they don't come, or they come back too quickly. I mean, bookend, baby. Bookend, maximize your time. That's what I just did scuba diving down in Little Cayman. All right. So I missed 2 Sundays.
Yes.
And it turns out that we're behind. So we got to catch up. So Michelle and I think we have 2 episodes that we have to catch up on HBO's House of the Dragon. But there's been a leak on social media. The season 2 finale of House of the Dragon leaked online earlier this week, 5 whole days before it's supposed to air on HBO and Max this Sunday, August 4th. Yeah, and this apparently spread like dragon fire. It's what,
This is a big leak.
Yeah, a very big leak. So I wonder if they're going to be able to track it down and probably decapitate the individual in a very medieval fashion.
That's what I was thinking. Let's set them on fire or something.
Or, yes, have a dragon burn to a crisp, chop their heads off, have them like lean over a rock and have a sword go, or, what would be very painful? You get one of those medieval mace balls with the spikes on a chain.
Oh, yeah.
And just swing that and just bash them right in the teeth. That's that's what HBO's going to do to whoever leaked the season finale online.
That'll teach them.
Hey, MJ, my sister watches it too, and she says the same thing you do. She's like, "Yeah, it's not Game of Thrones, but it's good." Like,
I think it's good. It's not as complicated as Game of Thrones.
Is that the difference?
Yeah, there's not as many characters. I would say Game of Thrones more intricate than House of the Dragon. Still amazing. I mean, every episode, they cost a fortune to make these episodes. So HBO said they're aware of the leak. The clips were posted after an unintentional release from an international third-party distributor. This is the statement from HBO. HBO is aggressively monitoring and removing clips from the internet, and fans can watch the episode in its entirety Sunday night on HBO and Max. And the HBO spokesman said, yes, we're aware of this. And once the individual that did this is apprehended, they will be executed by beheading. Okay, so they've chosen beheading.
Good for them.
Yeah. So
that's justice.
Yeah, so Michelle and I, we've got to watch the last 2 episodes to be ready for the season finale on Sunday night. And hopefully the weather's good. Oh, incidentally, 7:31 right now, we have Dennis Phillips coming up in 29 minutes. We'll have Dennis Phillips, Mr. Suspenders from ABC Action News. Dennis Phillips will join us in less than half an hour at exactly 8 o'clock this morning. I will call Dennis on his cell phone at home, and Dennis Phillips, chief meteorologist at ABC 28, will give us the latest and his thoughts on what's going to happen with this Invest 97L, which could turn into named storm Debbie Downer.
And who did you get that from? Me. That's my name. I coined that name
Roxanne,
earlier this show.
Do you not think me knowing that the next name storm is going to be Debbie, you don't think for 1 minute that I didn't think of Debbie Downer as well?
Well, who went with
you know
it
what?
first?
I'll
Me.
give you know what?
When we talk to Dennis.
I'll share the wealth. I'm gonna give you all the credit. Roxanne is a broadcast effing genius over
Guys,
here.
you're not gonna understand this joke that Roxanne came up with. So funny. She came up with it all by herself.
I have
Give it to us,
coined the phrase.
Let's go.
If this storm turns into a named storm, Debbie Downer. Wah, wah, wah.
Also, we ought to ask our listeners who's more attractive, Roxanne Wilder or Rachel Dratch?
I mean,
That's a great thing to do. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. You're far more attractive than Rachel Dratch.
It doesn't matter.
are the lights
Doesn't
on? I
matter.
don't know. So I was thinking like Debbie does Florida, but it's a little too dirty, I guess. There we go.
Yeah, that's not really the. Do we have
Is that it?
Yeah, we've got better.
It's like,
We
We gotta find it on YouTube or something,
Yeah,
Andrew.
go bring up a Debbie Downer clip from Saturday night. Go to YouTube and type in SNL Debbie Downer. Didn't they have a little jingle like da 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 Debbie Downer, right? Yeah, type in SNL Debbie Downer. All right, and bring up a clip. There's got to be a clip on YouTube.
So there's hundreds of them.
Oh, yeah, here we go. All right.
So they're at Disney World on this clip.
All right, now, do the birthday party. Yeah, do the
okay.
birthday party. Bring this up. We
right.
got to wait for the ad to play.
Only
4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Hey, what'd you wish for? I can't tell you. It won't come true.
I bet he wished for that new Mustang GT he won.
From Veterans Ford.
You should have wished for better golf scores. Oh.
If I had a wish, I wish that they'd release that poor hostage in Iraq.
That's funny.
Everything's going your way. Then along comes Debbie Downer. Always there to tell you about a new disease, a car accident or killer bees. We beg her to spare you, Debbie, please, but you can't stop Debbie Downer.
There we go.
Or a nasty storm.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's a little Debbie Downer. So will it turn into Debbie? Dennis Phillips will join us in 25 minutes now at 8 o'clock here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, before I get to the big excitement, what are you laughing at? What are you snickering?
I'm watching Debbie Downer with no volume
Here
on.
for my birthday. I especially want to thank Uncle Frank for flying all the way in from North Carolina.
Oh, it's Ben Affleck.
Uncle Frank.
Good thing Jean's out of the picture.
Jean? Who's Jean?
Hurricane Jean. The latest in a string of deadly storms that left thousands of Floridians homeless. They're still counting the fatalities in Haiti.
Oh, man.
That's incredible.
What are the odds of that being the Debbie Downer that we chose?
Of all the clips, the one of her talking about a hurricane.
I mean, that's like over 10 years old.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. Anyway.
The Debbie Downer in that skit is Ben Affleck having to borrow money to pay off J-Lo, right?
Well, hey, we've got new Ben Affleck news. It turns out we have new information on the $20 million house he just bought, which I find fascinating. We'll get to that coming up. So Invest 97L, does it turn into a name storm, Debbie Downer? Or are we just going to have a tropical wave, a tropical depression, a tropical storm potentially? You know, at this point, Dennis feels it's just going to be a rain producer Sunday into Monday. But we'll go right to the horse's mouth. Mr. Suspenders is on the way in 24 minutes at 8 o'clock here on the MJ Morning Show. Yes, Fester. I can see you're itching to say something.
Nobody calls them Mr. Suspenders except for your wife.
Right, so I don't know. I like the fact that my wife Michelle calls Dennis Phillips Mr. Suspenders.
I don't know that we should address this chief meteorologist with your wife's pet name for him.
All right, speaking, and I got to get to why you're going to be very excited for me. There's a reason why. I haven't given Fester any clue. Well, I've just said that there's something that he likes that's been a little geographically challenging for me. Yeah, that's better, Andrew. Yeah,
yes.
that's more the sound I'm looking for.
Much better.
Yeah. For potentially Debbie Downer. All right, so we'll get to the revelation in just a moment. Stand by. That's moments away. First, though, speaking of TV and TV weathercasters, etc., I have a challenge to Tampa Bay area television broadcasters. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is to the tune of $1,000. I will donate $1,000 to the charity of any television personality's choice in this market. So if you're an anchor for Channel 28 ABC Action News, Fox 13, Tampa Bay's 10, News Channel 8, I'll even include Bay News 9. All you have to do if you're a television anchor or if you're a reporter doing a live shot in the field or if you're doing a live hit in the studio, you have to say just one word and then provide me with the video proof. The first person that does this on Tampa Bay TV, I will donate $1,000 to your favorite charity. What is it? Well, it's based on a local story, so this is going to be covered. There's a water quality advisory issued for Hillsborough County beaches.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you know where this is going, Fester?
Yeah, you're either going to have him drink the water or...
Nope.
No, Roxanne,
no.
Oh, my gosh, I'm so happy.
The Florida Department of Health has issued a water quality advisory in Hillsborough County. This came out yesterday because some latest water tests on area waters, well, it's nasty. It's got some poop water going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
So tests were completed on numerous beaches around the Tampa Bay area, and they did not meet the proper specs for the Enterococcus bacteria.
Wow, that's some really heady stuff there,
The
man.
following water locations in the Tampa Bay area have been deemed, disgusting for you to swim in right now, okay? That's Bahia Beach, Picnic Island Beach, and Ben T. Davis Beach. My challenge is as follows. As local news covers this story, the first anchor or reporter to say Ben Turd Davis Beach. The T in Ben T. Davis stands for turd.
That's the only time it's in the news.
Because it's turd water. Right now, apparently that the bacterial levels are very high at these beaches. The first anchor or reporter locally that does the story and gives the list of beaches and local waters that are not clean to swim in right now because of bacterial loads.
Loads.
I said that. I like the word load. Load's a funny word. Load.
But not as funny as turd.
Right. So all you have to say, the challenge is on. We got a challenge now.
Man.
All right. Any local anchor or reporter, the first one to say Ben Turd Davis Beach or Ben T. Davis and then say, you know what the T stands for in Ben T. Davis? It stands for turd. That's acceptable as well. The first local news personality to do that on TV, provide me with the video proof that you did it and that it actually aired. You can't just cut like some kind of a backstage version that didn't air. This has got to be on the air. So any anchor at Channel 8, Channel 13, Channel 10, Channel 28, Bay News 9, if you say Ben Turd Davis Beach, I will donate $1,000 to your favorite charity.
Oh, man.
So the challenge is on. I'm putting my money where my turds are. All right?
You know, like...
Someone's got to do this.
The newest reporter's not going to do this. They're going to be too afraid.
Oh yeah, I need a veteran.
You get Keith Cade out there. I can picture him dropping a turd.
Stacy Scheibel.
Yeah, she don't care. She'll
for
do
a good cause.
Yeah, who's the anchor? At Channel 13 now. Yeah, well, Kelly Ring's gone, but you have that new
Wilson
lady.
Guy.
We got John Wilson. Then you got some new anchor they brought in to replace Kelly Ring.
John Wilson retired like 5 years ago.
What'd I say?
John Wilson.
Mark Wilson.
John Wilson retired.
The son. I'm sorry, Mark Wilson.
I was joking when I said the Wilson guy.
At Channel 10, I can't name one person.
You know what?
If I got a phone call right now, hey, for $1 million, name anybody on Channel 10. I couldn't name anybody there anymore. Yeah.
I know they have a weather guy named Chuck Deskins.
Oh, Chuck. Okay. You know what? I know the name Chuck Deskins. That's the only one I know. That's it. Hey,
it's not Chuck Deskins.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's
Chuck's our friend.
Oh, yeah. What's the guy? Yeah,
Bobby Deskins.
Bobby Deskins.
Chuck Deskins is our friend.
Chuck Deskins was a former sales weasel that we worked with.
I love Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck's a good guy. All right, so.
Jameson,
Uger. Well,
Jameson.
Yeah, they fired him at Channel 28, or they let him go for like budgetary cuts, and he just ended up at Channel 10.
Yeah, actually, I saw him on Channel 10.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I like
you
him.
know what? I forgot that. So I do know that name.
Yeah.
So Euler is now, I think he's on the morning show on Channel 10 before they go to the CBS morning show.
I don't know that much.
Yeah.
But Jameson, if you want to make a couple of bucks.
All right. Heads up on something, folks, because you could be a good Samaritan. What are you snickering at? And then we'll get into the thing you're going to be all excited about.
I'm excited right now that there's a potential in the next 24 hours that one of the news reporters...
For a TV turd?
I think it could happen.
It really could happen. It's got to be a pro's pro. I mean,
TV turd. $1,000, folks. I guarantee it.
You got to say it with confidence.
All right. This is our... I would say this is our charitable... Well, that was also charitable for me to offer to give $1,000 to a charity. But this is our public service segment of the show today. And listen, there's a chance it could float over here. Be on the lookout for a prosthetic leg that's been lost in the Gulf of Mexico.
No.
Yeah. It happened over on the other side off of Galveston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's terrible. A Texas family needs help. Their 9-year-old boy lost his prosthetic leg while vacationing on Galveston Island last weekend. Yeah, 9-year-old kid, Jace, got in the water. I guess his leg was not properly secured. Jace, the 9-year-old with a prosthetic leg, his leg came off and floated away. It's in the Gulf of Mexico. And I don't know what the current, maybe I could ask Dennis Phillips what the current, like the circulation or the,
Is it sheer?
No, sheer's up in the air. It would be like, currents.
You're waving your hand around the currents in the water.
It'd be like the water currents.
So this is
sheer, wind shear's above in the atmosphere, yes.
Is this a great weekend to have something happen in the Gulf? Because they'll just kick everything up?
I'm just saying, listen, we're on the Gulf of Mexico here. Just be on the lookout for little 9-year-old Jace's leg, which came off in Texas on Galveston Island. And listen, you've got like messages in a bottle that float over here, right? From all over the world.
So,
I mean,
MJ.
Yeah.
I know, I think 3 people who have different prosthetics.
Yeah.
And not to make any light of this.
Yes.
And, I feel bad for this 9-year-old boy.
Yep.
But I was always under the impression you pop them off before you go into the water.
Yeah, and that's what Mom said. Instead of him, the kid was so excited. This is a Texas family. They did an impromptu trip to Galveston Island, and they pulled up to the water. The 9-year-old kid was so excited at the Gulf of Mexico. This is what Mom said, quote, instead of him waiting for me to take off the leg, he decided to run down, dive into the water because he just loves jumping into the waves. The next thing you know, I say, hey, come back. Let's take the leg off.
Right.
It was already too late. The leg was gone.
Oh, poor guy.
The wave swept his leg off. So, folks, if you're on the Gulf of Mexico, just look out for little 9-year-old Jace's floating leg. And who knows?
That's sad.
It is. This is a public service announcement. All right, before I get to shame. And we're going to go to phones on this. We're going to see if anyone wants to fess up, be honest, for something in their past, or maybe something they just did yesterday. First, though, Fester, let me see if you know what's going on here. I dropped a couple of clues. I said that this has been a little bit of a geographical challenge for me. Fester loves this place, and it's coming closer to me. Fester.
Yes.
Do you know what I am talking about?
I think I do. I've been telling you for a long time. You've got to. I don't know if it's the right answer though.
What do you think it is?
I think it's an Aldi supermarket.
Yes!
I know, speaking of prosthetic legs, I know you went to one about a month ago where you used the cart that's reserved for people with disabilities.
I didn't have a quarter. I didn't have a quarter for the cart. Not that I can't afford a quarter. I don't have pocket change.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Who
Case
the
change.
hell walks around with pocket change these days? So you need a quarter to shove into the Aldi shopping cart handle to unlock it. And I couldn't find. I was at an Aldi really for the first time. I'd been to an Aldi. I poked my head into the Aldi up in Harlem on 125th in Manhattan, and the place looked like a bomb went off. And Michelle and I just walked right out. I'm like, what is this? I mean, literally, it looked like an F3 tornado went through the place. So we walked out. So my first real Aldi experience was just like a month ago with Julian.
Yeah.
We were up in Citrus Park to
the Kate Girls party was in the morning, and then you went to the Aldi near West Chase.
Yeah. So we went to the west, off of Anderson Road, right?
Yep.
Off of Lineball.
Lineball and Sheldon.
Sheldon.
Lineball and Sheldon, there's an Aldi. So that's the one I went to, and we actually shopped. And Fester's been pushing Aldi on me forever. I like Trader Joe's in South Tampa, but really, geographically, me being in the Beach Park area of South Tampa, there's no Aldi that's convenient or close. I'm not going to drive all the way up to Sheldon and Lineball, to do some shopping. Yeah. Well, the good news is, just announced, I'm getting an Aldi closer to me because Aldi bought the Winn-Dixie chain some months back. And the question was how they're keeping some stores Winn-Dixie, but they're going to change and convert others. It has just been announced that the South Tampa Winn-Dixie on Swan, right near Hyde Park.
Oh, the Hyde Park store. Yeah,
Hyde Park Winn-Dixie is going to be converted to an Aldi.
That's cool.
Yep. So that is, relatively close to my house. So I knew you'd love that. All right, moving along, folks. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Let's talk about shoplifting. This is shameful. Have you ever done it? Will you confess? The reason why I bring this up is because I saw a story on the number of Americans who admit to shoplifting. This comes from Fox in Detroit. Fox Detroit. They did a whole story on how many Americans admit to shoplifting and where they do it most often. And I just thought this was pretty fascinating. And this is where I'd like you to fire up the phones, folks. Let me give you some of the details, but I would like to talk to MJ Morning Show listeners right now and ask you, when's the last time you shoplifted? What did you shoplift? Did you do it only once? Have you ever been caught? Are you a habitual, repetitive shoplifter? If you want to remain anonymous, you can. But I'd like to hear any shoplifting confessions right now here on the MJ Morning Show. 800-990-1047. And again, you can remain completely anonymous if you choose. When did you last shoplift? What did you shoplift? Do you have a problem? Have you ever been caught? You ever been tackled by loss prevention? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Yes, Andrew.
And this is strictly intentional, not forgetting something on the bottom of the cart.
No, this is
It's intentional.
Yeah.
Because if it was unintentional, I have shoplifted. Remember when I was at Douglas International Airport?
You took a sandwich from a self-service kiosk.
I
and
did.
You had it in your armpit, which is very appetizing to me. And
Yes, I
you
did.
forgot. And
I had it jammed in my armpit, and I had bags, carrying all these bags, trying to grab one of my kids, and I was trying to check out, and that armpit sandwich stayed right there. I didn't ring it up.
All right, the phones were ringing, so we'll go to the shoplifting phones here in just a second. So, from Fox Detroit. As the checkout landscape continues to change in stores across the country, from the addition of sophisticated cameras to the closing of self-checkouts, 23% of Americans admitted to shoplifting in a recent Lending Tree survey. Look, every freaking line is ringing right now.
Oh, man.
Of those recent shoplifters, 90% said they were motivated to do so because of inflation and the current economy. Lending Tree polled 2,000 U.S. consumers ages 18 to 78. More than 1 in 5 Americans admitted to shoplifting, and of those, 23% admitted to doing so within the last year. Notably, 6% say they shoplift regularly. Are you a shoplifter? Do you shoplift regularly? Among those who admitted to shoplifting say they've stolen from chain stores. That's 52%. A smaller amount have stolen from local shops, 28%. Some people think, you know what? It's a big chain. It's Target. It's Walmart. They can afford it. Listen, any way you slice it, shoplifting is shoplifting, and it's disgusting. Yes, Hadley.
My father shoplifts mayonnaise packets.
I told you it's not shoplifting.
That's
You put
pilfering.
them in your pocket.
That's pilfering.
It's pilfering. There's a
Also,
difference.
when your father goes to Wawa, he empties out the entire. What sweetener do you like?
I like the yellow packet,
Which is
Splenda.
what? So Fester will steal every Splenda packet from Wawa. All right, let's go to phones on this because I got Dennis Phillips coming up.
All right.
The latest on the potential tropical activity. We'll have Dennis Phillips on in just a few minutes at 8 o'clock from ABC Action News. Let's grab, and if you want to get in on the shoplifting, we're going to go through these quickly. Will you admit to shoplifting? Are you habitual? When's the last time you shoplifted? What did you shoplift? If you want to remain anonymous, like the first 2 callers, you may. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 gets you on. Anonymous in Tampa. Hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hi. So anytime that they do not scan an item, it's been beer, it's been vitamins, it's been among other things. I don't actively go back and have them scan it, and I will. And even if I notice it before I walk out, I'll just walk out with it. Because
so this is like a secondary shoplifting item. So you're saying that you're monitoring the checkout folks that are scanning your items. So this is not self-service. You're saying if the checkout clerk does not scan an item, you don't call it to their attention.
No, one time I got to my car, realized they didn't scan the beer, and I wasn't going to go back in.
Was the beer on the belt or was the beer underneath in the shopping cart and you just rolled it out?
It was in the shop, in the main basket, right where children sit.
Oh.
So you didn't put it on the belt.
On the belt.
You know.
No, so she had a mobile gun, and then there was a time at Costco where the person had the mobile gun, and they just didn't scan 2 vitamins, and so I walked out with them.
Yeah. Hold on, and the receipt checkers at the front door did not capture that mistake?
Did not.
Wow. All right, thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate it. Let me grab another Anonymous in Tampa. Hello, Anonymous. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Oh, boy.
This person needs to steal a new radio.
Andrew, remind them to turn their radio down, please. Hello, Anonymous. Hello. Turn your radio down. You're on.
Let's come back.
Hello.
All right, thank you, Anonymous.
All right, here we go.
Let me grab another Anonymous.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hello. Hello. All right, I'm going to put them on hold. All right, hang on a minute.
You just got to the part where they heard us.
Okay, hang on.
I heard you say Anonymous.
Andrew, are they ready to go now, Andrew? All right, now they're ready to go. All right. Hi, good morning, Anonymous. Turn your radio all the way down. Oh my God.
Hello?
Yeah, turn your radio all the way down, okay?
Listen on your phone.
Okay, it's down.
Yeah, turn. Yeah. All right, we're on a 20-second delay. All right, go ahead, Anonymous.
Okay, so I don't know if this is really considered shoplifting, but my boyfriend and I, for years, we go to restaurants and if there's a really great glass, for a drink or a salsa dish, we empty it out, clean it out, and then I put it in my purse, and then we take it home, and we have this whole collection of glasses.
Stolen glassware from restaurants? What do you steal? Plates and serving dishes and
Well, cups, cute cups, to put our drinks in. We have our whole barware section is from all over the restaurants in Tampa.
How many pieces of glassware have you ripped off from local Tampa area restaurants?
Martini glasses.
How many? What's the total number?
Probably 16 or 17, and then cute little dishes for salsa and dips, lots of dip dishes. They put out little dip dishes for sauce and stuff.
Yeah, those are sometimes the nicer places has really ornate dishes. You're right.
Oh man, do you rip off like some of the Japanese looking glassware from sushi bars?
Like sake dishes, little like where you pour your soy sauce into.
Oh, that's what I'm talking
about. Our whole
about. See?
kitchen has like different little things in it.
That's what I'm talking about. So she's ripping off the little soy sauce wasabi dishes from the sushi bars. And do you feel good about this?
No, I don't feel good about it, but I do leave a really good tip.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Anonymous. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Glenn is in Odessa. All right, the first one that will use their first name. Glenn, Odessa, hi.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Are you a shoplifter?
Well, I've got a story that happened a long time ago, and it's semi-innocent, but I also feel bad or felt bad about it. Back when malls had arcades and they had those like 99-cent shops, I snuck into this 99-cent shop, stole an ink pen, and you remember the "Hello, my name is" name tags?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't steal the whole packet. I just took one out and wrote in "craphead" for your show, but it didn't say that. It said the other one. And snuck into the arcade.
Wait a minute. You had a name tag that "Hello, my name is Head"?
That's exactly right. Schnitthead.
Yes. Without the N.
Yep. And put it on the back of this poor kid in the arcade, and he's just walking around the whole arcade. The kids are just
all right,
going nuts.
Glenn.
I
don't know.
And just one name tag.
Glenn, the 99-cent store from the mall in the 80s isn't exactly what we're looking for.
All right, thank you, Glenn. Another Anonymous in Lakeland. Are you a shoplifter, Anonymous, in Polk County?
I guess I got the Fester syndrome. Every time I go into like a Home Depot or a Lowe's, I always got to get a tape measure to measure something, and I forget about it, and I put it on my side, and I walk right out with it.
So you take a tape measure to measure something, and then you put it on your belt like it's yours, and you walk out with the tape measure that you didn't pay for?
Yeah, I mean,
My God, how many tape measures from Home Depot do you have?
I think I got like 15 in my truck.
Oh my God, that's a great tape measure scam for a shoplifter.
I mean, I forget to lay it down. You know, I mean, I'm measuring a lot of boards for stuff because, I mean, construction.
Yeah.
And I just put it on my hip and forget about it. And next thing I know, when I get in the truck, I'm like, oh my God.
Yep. Thank you, Anonymous. Thanks for listening.
That guy's a
habitual tape measure thief.
He has 15 of them.
Yeah, if they notice that there's like a whole tape measure inventory disparity, that's Anonymous in Lakeland right there. All right, Cindy in Sarasota. Hi, Cindy. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Are you a shoplifter? My God, Cindy, what are you doing to your phone?
Nothing. Can you hear me?
It sounded like your phone was like shoved up somewhere. All right, it sounds like it's extracted now. Go ahead.
Okay. I used to be a shoplifter, yes.
All right, see, this is what I want to hear. What did you used to shoplift? How often? How much would you do?
I used to shoplift at Walmart, and I've taken a lot. I can't tell you how much. It's quite a bit.
Well, sure, tell us. How much?
I'm sorry, what?
Tell us.
Like, how many items, if you were to guess, over what time period did you shoplift first? Over how many years did you shoplift?
About 3 years.
All right, and if you were to guess, how many items did you shoplift from Walmart?
Okay, all together or like at one time?
No. Well, you know what? All together first. How many? Dozens and dozens?
Yes.
All right, and at one time, how many items did you shoplift?
I've had a basket full.
And you just walked out?
Yeah.
And you were never stopped by Walmart loss prevention?
Yes, I have been stopped by them, and they'd stop me at the door, and then I'd just leave. I'd take off and go. In fact, one incident, I took off and got in my van, and it was an old 72 van, and I was going to leave, and the security guard came out, and he almost tased me because I wouldn't get out of the vehicle.
Oh, man.
Really?
Sounds like you're proud of this.
I'm not proud of it at all.
Cindy, what is the most expensive single item that you ever shoplifted, and what was it?
Let me think. I shoplifted a Cricut printer thing, a craft printer thing. I forget what they're called. It's Cricut, and they were like $300.
Hold on. What, a Cricut what?
A printer?
It's like it does crafts. It prints out laser prints out. I don't know, labels and stuff.
Oh,
and
wow.
makes coffee cups.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, and you're now, Cindy. You're reformed. When was the last time you shoplifted? How long ago?
About 3 years ago,
All right, and what caused you to stop shoplifting?
I went to jail.
Well, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
Boom! I went to jail. All right, so where were you finally pinched for shoplifting?
It was in Oklahoma.
At what kind of store?
It was at Walmart.
It was at Walmart. There you go. Yeah, they're aggressive in prosecuting shoplifters, as they should be. Thank you, Cindy.
Hold on. How much time did you serve?
Yeah, well, that's good. How much time did you go to jail for?
Just about 2 weeks, and then I had to go to court, and I ended up on probation and paying a lot of fines.
Are you a felon or just these were misdemeanors?
No, it was a misdemeanor.
All right, so you're not a felon.
No.
All right. Thank you, Cindy. Thanks for checking in.
Oh, and I was going to say, it becomes like a habit. You get addicted to it.
Like adrenaline, like you're addicted to meth.
You hate to pay for things. It just drives you crazy to pay for things since you've got them free for so long.
Oh man!
Wow.
Cindy, but you are reformed now, right?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Thank you, Cindy.
Uh-huh.
Now that's the call I was looking for.
Yeah, I've heard that from people that they like the thrill of it.
That's the call I was looking for. Let me call Dennis Phillips. All right, calling Dennis Phillips, chief meteorologist at ABC Action News.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Suspenders. Dennis Phillips, chief meteorologist, ABC Action News. Welcome back to the MJ Morning Show.
What is up, guys?
Well, Invest 97L or potentially Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Debbie Downer. All right, so Dennis, what's the real deal on this? Can we get your insight?
So here's the way it plays out. The set, it's still a very disorganized system, but it's a pretty large system, which is actually a good thing because the larger it is, the longer it takes to organize. The tracks have pretty much come into agreement, and whatever this thing ends up being, which is probably, as you mentioned, going to be Debbie, a tropical storm, it's going to impact the Bay Area late Saturday night into Sunday. I think the track is going to be pretty close to us. Like the GFS is going very, very close to Tampa. The Euro is more the nature coast, like Citrus County, Hernando, Citrus County North, maybe Levy County, as a tropical storm. So it's, late tomorrow night into Sunday, it's going to rain. There's going to be some gusty winds. Think an afternoon thunderstorm that lasts a little bit longer than an afternoon thunderstorm. I think that's the way it's going to be. So, it's going to be pretty gusty at times.
What do you think about, is it going to be hauling at a fast forward speed, or is it going to linger? I know there were some models that had it kind of stalling.
Yeah, and that's no longer on the table, fortunately, because, even though everybody's always saying, I need the rain, I haven't got any rain. Everybody else has had 12 inches of rain, and I've had 12 drops. You always hear that. But even though that's out there, no, I think it's just going to continue to just do its thing and just kind of move at a moderate pace and be out of here by Monday.
So you think it's going to go beyond a tropical depression? You think it's going to hit tropical storm? Is there, yes or no?
Yeah, I do. I think the Hurricane Center, my guess is they put us in a tropical storm warning tonight at 5 o'clock.
Is there any chance that turns into a Cat 1?
There's always a chance. There's always a chance. It seems really unlikely because it is still disorganized, and because it's not going to go so slow, it's going to it would have to really blow up in the southeastern Gulf. Now, yeah, I've seen that happen before. The water is ridiculously warm. We've been talking about that for months. But again, I try not to get into that game. because, then somebody say, oh, I heard it's going to be a Cat 1, when really what we said was, yeah, there's a slight chance. There's a chance. So right now, the thought is late Saturday into Sunday, it continues to get closer to our area as a tropical storm. I mean, maybe a depression. Maybe it doesn't even develop that fast. But I definitely think there's a chance that it becomes a tropical storm. And like I said, I do think the Hurricane Center, I think the way that this plays out, by 5 o'clock today, it's possible by 11 tonight, this morning, but I think more likely 5, they'll put us into what's called a PTC, a potential tropical cyclone advisory. And a tropical cyclone is just a fancy way, meteorologically speaking, of an area of low pressure. I mean, people, I didn't think we were cyclones. I thought cyclones were in the Pacific, and no, any low pressure is a cyclone.
Back to the modeling. Have the American model, the GFS, and the Euro model, have they kind of come more into agreement now on?
They are.
Yes?
Yeah, pretty much all the models are now. I mean, there's a few that maybe a little bit. I mean, I would hope so. I mean, we're not 24 to 36 hours out. And so usually you're going to get some decent agreement. It's rare that close to an event that you're actually going to see a big adjustment. The difference was, and we talked about this last night on air, so you got this center that's just north of Haiti moving into Cuba, and the Euro was predicting it was going to reform south of Cuba. That would make it take a little bit longer, and it would stay more disorganized. It's no longer showing that. Everything is pretty much showing that this thing is just going to kind of move west, flirting with Cuba, just along the north coast, and then eventually pull off to the north. And then at that point, it's got 24, 36 hours to make a turn and can come up to the west coast of Florida. So again, we're going to get tropical storm warnings.
And this is what I wanted to kind of dive into, Dennis. What is the worst? And listen, I realize that this is 8:09 on Friday morning, and still things can happen in the next couple of days. But as we sit here right now, what do you think the worst that's going to happen for the Tampa Bay area?
Dude, I'm not going to play that game.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
I'm not doing it.
No.
I mean, because all you're doing is spreading fear. I'm not going to give the worst, because we all know the worst is just, who knows?
Right.
I mean, it's weather. I mean, things can do a lot of times what we don't expect they're going to do. But I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. I mean, anybody can throw their imagination out. Oh, the worst is a Cat 3. Maybe it's a Cat. Who knows? I mean, I'm telling you, in my opinion, this ends up to be a tropical storm. And it's going to be probably 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. And the one thing that I do want to remind people, and this is, everybody knows this if you live along the water, including you, MJ, is, there can be some water rise with a tropical storm. And we are coming up with a high tide on Sunday night, a pretty high tide at about 2.7 feet. So I think, again, the way this plays out, let me finish what I was saying here. The way this plays out, at 5 o'clock this afternoon, they issue a potential tropical cyclone advisory. That will give us a track. That will give us a track from the Hurricane Center. Probably 5 o'clock this afternoon. It's possible 11 this morning, but more than likely 5. At that point, we will be put under a tropical storm warning, is my suspicion. They would probably issue a watch for the north if it were to go a little bit more west. But at this point, all I'm saying is we're looking at an afternoon thunderstorm in terms of wind. Right? We're going to get some significant rain, probably 3 to 5 inches of rain, maybe some spots a little bit more. And there could be some water rise, maybe only a couple of feet, but still maybe 18 to 24, 18 inches to 24 inches. But I do think that can be an issue on Sunday, including Sunday night, when we get to high tide, like late Sunday night. That's the way it plays out. I mean, if people want to play the what if game, I mean, that's just something I'm not going to do.
I was watching DPL last night, Dennis Phillips Live, which comes on at 7:30 on YouTube and on Facebook Live. And Dennis, puts a hoodie on, his Rule Number 7 hoodie. And every night he does like a video live weather blog. I'm watching last night. The first thing you said last night is, folks, I don't know if your flight is going to be canceled.
That's all it is. And you know what? You'll say that. You'll say, I don't know. And then you'll proceed to get 5,000 questions. Is my flight going to get canceled?
Chances are yes. I would guess yes. Your flight is going to be canceled.
Dennis, let me ask you another question. Do you think it's a good time for us to set up a bouncy house in front of Channel 28 on Sunday afternoon for the entertainment of the employees?
If it stays what we think it's going to stay as a tropical storm, everybody's going to be just fine. I think that would be something very. You could get some great video on that. I mean, he's always about video. He does radio, but yet he's always about video. It's like, hey, dude, let me just walk behind you on VPL and just out of the blue, just show up and be like, hey, and wave to everybody. I mean, it's all about the
seriously. One day, sometime in the near future, I'm going to get into Channel 28 studios. I'll be let in officially, but I'm just going to just start walking behind Dennis Phillips on set while he's doing Dennis Phillips live. Remember the old. Remember the Saturday Night Live sketch with the former governor of New York, legally blind, David Patterson? Remember the sketch where he was walking and bumping into the camera on the Weekend Update set? Remember that?
That's awful.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that during DPL. I'm going to do. Anyway, Dennis, great to have you on. Thank you for your insight. I love your non-BS approach. Even saying to me, MJ, I'm not playing that game with you. I mean, that's why we like you. I mean, you just tell it the way it is.
But MJ is playing a game with somebody. You or news other anchors in the area.
Yeah,
do you want to say your little challenge?
Yeah, Dennis, I want to fill you in on something that I just did a little while ago. I issued a challenge. And if you want to be the one to do this, I'm happy to give $1,000 to your favorite charity. So I thought of something somewhat humorous here, and I don't know if you saw the story. I think a lot of the news channels, had this yesterday. You saw that there's a water quality advisory that's been issued for Hillsborough beaches. And, we get these stories from time to time. So they just did a water test, and the bacteria levels are too high at Picnic Island Beach, at Bahia Beach, and Ben T. Davis. So I've issued a challenge that the first on-air anchor, reporter doing a live shot, or an in-studio hit, or any weather person, that if you mention about the high bacteria levels and you say Ben Turd Davis Beach on air, I will donate $1,000 to whoever does it first's favorite charity.
Yeah, and that $1,000 would be awesome until we lost our job, and then at that point, I'm not really sure the two would go together.
All right, Dennis. Dennis, how long have you been a meteorologist in the Bay Area?
30 years.
If you said Ben Turd Davis Beach, they wouldn't fire you.
They would. You know why? Because they know that it was a shtick. They know that you'd be like, because you, MJ, you wouldn't be like, oh no, I didn't really say that. There was nothing out there.
Yeah,
you're on the radio issuing this challenge, so it would be like, okay, they did this on purpose. Yeah, it would not end well.
You don't have to hide the fact. You can say, hey, and our friend MJ from the MJ Morning Show on Q105 is offering $1,000 if I say turd.
And listen,
Ben Turd Davis Beach.
Yeah,
full disclosure.
And it's $1,000 for charity.
Yes.
You guys go and keep justifying any way you want.
Yeah,
no way.
Dennis, don't fall for it. I know. You know what?
Dennis,
they have ideas to get other people in trouble.
Now, Dennis, you're not on Channel 28 right now. Would you say Ben Turd Davis Beach on the MJ Morning Show?
Yeah, that wouldn't happen. There's this thing called tape, and whatever, and it would show up everywhere, and there's all these blogs.
Dennis, I like your boundaries. I like it.
I am really surprised at how narrow you're thinking on all this, Dennis. This is really disappointing.
I know, right?
Because they're not going to be used or manipulated.
So
I
disappointing.
know, it's awful. I mean, yeah, that ain't happening.
I love
Good luck finding somebody. I would applaud you if you find somebody to do that.
Maybe I can get Jameson Euler now on Channel 10 to do it.
He'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He'd do it. Sure, he would.
or if Fester said Keith Kate over at Channel 8, he'll say Ben Turd Davis Beach.
Keith will drop a turd for us.
All right.
Now, I will tell you, maybe you get somebody who was big in the market and then has now retired. No,
it's got to be live on television, and then they got to provide.
Maybe just as many people watching somebody on streaming than on television. If there's someone really popular, like I don't know, No,
it's got to be live, and they got to provide the video for me so I can play it over and over again. And then I donate $1,000 to their favorite charity.
Yeah.
Okay. You tell yourself it's a great idea.
All right. Hey, Dennis, thank you for coming on this morning. And, conditions warranting, maybe we'll do a recap with you Monday morning.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I want to remind folks. Look, I mean, I do want to end it on this. I mean, a tropical storm. How many times in the last 3 or 4 years have we just said, oh, it's, and people have talked about this. Oh, it's just a tropical storm. Oh, I didn't think it was going to be any big deal. Maybe it won't be a big deal for wind. There's going to be some rain, but I always concerned about the water rise. And MJ, every time we get a storm, you're always calling me, saying, hey, what about this with the water? So just remember, places that have flooded in the last couple of years, keep a close eye on this one for Sunday, because I do think it's going to keep getting strong. It's going to be getting stronger up to landfall. That's the thing right there. It is going to be getting stronger right up to landfall. It's not going to have enough time to really go nuts, but you still have a strengthening system. It's a pretty large system that can push some water. So I do think there's going to be some water rise at high tide on Sunday. So make sure people know that.
Dennis Phillips, chief meteorologist, ABC Action News, live from his home in Palm Harbor. Dennis, thanks for joining us this morning.
No worries. Have a great weekend, guys.
You
bye-bye.
too.
All right. Always great. He's great. Always great to have him on.
Yeah.
No pool days Sunday.
Yeah, I don't think Sunday's going to be a good outdoor activities day. So I wonder if bouncy house companies are going to be setting up like Sunday weekend birthday party bouncy houses.
So they can fly down the street.
Yeah, so you have a bunch of kids inside. They get blown into the next county. Those are terrible stories. I don't know if this is real. I saw an item yesterday that there is now something called Sunburn chic.
I was just looking at that. That's crazy.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So now people are applying makeup to make themselves look sunburned?
You look like an amateur. Like
what? What the hell? Like a walking skin cancer example. Who the hell would want to apply makeup to make themselves look like they're a schmuck on wheels that didn't apply the proper SPF for prolonged sun exposure to make themselves look sunburned? What kind of imbecile, what kind of idiot would do that? And that's what it's called. And it's Gen Z. Generation Z is piling on this trend of using like a blush.
Mm-hmm. It's like a bright red blush.
Yeah, it's like tomato freaking. It's like Ruskin tomato red
or clown nose red.
I mean, this is ridiculous to make themselves look sunburned.
And you put it all on the bridge of your nose, all over your nose, your cheeks, your forehead. This red blush, and then put your regular makeup on. Blend it in a little bit. Put your makeup on over it.
Right. So you don't walk out looking like you've got red clown nose makeup on. You put the bright red. I mean, I'm talking fire engine red. You put that on first, and then you apply your other makeup on top to mute it, so it looks like you have like some type of a sunburn.
So it is just caked on. This is layers upon layers of color and makeup.
I've just been informed that the burgers have arrived. Yes. Oh, boy.
Yay.
We're
Happy
getting,
times.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close to... We're getting close to burger time. After a new chain in the Tampa Bay area was just listed as the #1 fast food burger in America by USA Today. They just did a story like 10 days ago on the top 10 best fast food burgers in the country. And this new chain, well, it's been around for a while out on the West Coast, but there's one location now in the Tampa Bay area. They're going to be expanding, and they're bringing in burgers because we invited them in after seeing this top 10 list. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Yeah, Sunburn chic. How stupid is that?
You know what, MJ? People always say, oh, it looks like you got sun. I can see you've got sun. It's not like you're sunburned to where you can't walk. I mean, she's adding red to her face, and in the summer months, it makes a little bit of sense.
And I had a DM. I had a direct message.
Someone slid in there?
Yeah, someone slid into my DMs. And I had a request on my Insta. See, my Instagram DMs are open. Certified MJ Radio. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I am Certified MJ Radio. And my DMs are open. I had a request from a regular listener, a shout-out request.
A shout-out?
A shout-out.
Because we do so many shout-outs.
I don't do a lot. I'm making an exception here.
All right.
A shout-out to Sabrina from Chris. So shout out here on the MJ Morning Show. Roxanne, you sent me a little bit of an alarming email last night that you saw an item regarding something on your iPhone that you got to make sure that you have this feature turned off.
Yes.
And this is a way that you can be tracked more easily on your iPhone. And you check your settings and you happen to have this setting checked on your iPhone and you unchecked this setting, correct?
Yes. Okay. So Apple, they're secretly tracking users. They have this feature that was turned on by default when you did the iOS 17 update. Now, I am very update averse. I try not to do iPhone updates. I've got like some pending. So I thought, well, maybe I haven't done this one. But sure enough, I went and Googled what they say. It's the journaling app. So you go to your settings on your iPhone.
All right,
and I
hold
know
on.
you're iPhone-less, MJ.
I'm pulling out my iPhone right now.
I don't have an iPhone. I am, where the hell's my phone? Yeah, I'm an Android user. Michelle and I are Android users. Chloe and Julian, our kids, think we're like total nerd faces that we're on Android. Oh, because they're so hip. They have iPhones. I'm happy with Android. I'm not part of the whole Apple, cult. All right. So what's the deal? What setting did you have checked, and what damage could be done to you?
Well, what you do, if you're looking at your iPhone, go to your settings
Right.
and Google journaling. Have you done that, Fester?
Well, I'm in settings and I have to scroll to journaling.
No, you have to just go up to the top of the search box and do journal.
Okay.
Okay. So once you've typed in journal, then you get a tab that says journaling suggestions, and it says discoverable by others. And that was happening for me. I was discoverable by others, allowing others to detect you are nearby to help prioritize their suggestions. So I don't want, I mean, this just happened without your knowledge even. So if I'm around somebody that has an iPhone and they're communicating with them and letting them know that I'm nearby.
All right, so
it's just a privacy. And another way that this feature allows your iPhone to interact with nearby iPhones is, a privacy violation.
So you had this setting on, and you have since turned the setting off.
I did. Yes. I mean, why do you want to be able to know who's nearby you and communicate with?
Yeah.
It's just more information.
It's kind of, to me, it's like what is the Cash app where
Venmo?
Is that the where all of your transactions are public unless you
yes.
is that
Venmo does
is that Venmo or Zelle?
Yeah. No, it was on Venmo. I opened the Venmo account when I sold the pictures of myself standing naked in Froggy's shower. I opened the Venmo account.
Yeah.
And when you befriend somebody, and a lot of people requested to be a friend, and I accepted them like an idiot. But now I can see when they spend money on lunch, or they spend money on a babysitter, or they spend money on pizza.
Whatever, or some porno site or something. Listen, the bottom line is, why would you want anyone to see what you're spending money on with a Cash app?
Okay.
Whether it's Venmo, whether it's Zelle, there have been some embarrassments where, well-known people that their spending was still public on these Cash apps, and it's like turn them off.
Why do you want to put that out there? It's very strange. I want to take it just one step further. I'm so hungry. I can smell the burgers, so I really want to eat a burger is what I want to do.
We're getting the burgers in about 2 seconds
Okay,
here.
good. But this
Burger
journal.
Time, 1982 video game. Burger Time in moments.
Okay, this journal app that Apple has rolled out in the iPhone, it also sparked outrage when it launched last year because it exploited users' photos, workout data, recent music listening history, location data to go into this journal app to help you craft a journal entry. So then once you're in the journal app, like AI is prompting you with what to write. Like what I said to you when I sent you that email last night is it takes like the only thing sacred anymore between your brain and it's not your brain and your phone because your phone knows everything. The sacredness is between pen and paper. You want something to stay secret, write it down on a piece of paper.
But then also the blatant areas of you giving up your data. Like if you have TikTok on your phone, it's a Chinese spy application. The president has signed a bill after House and Senate passed the bill to eject TikTok from the United States of America if it's not sold to a U.S. concern, because it's all that data is accessible by the communist Chinese government. The stuff that we give up privacy-wise. It's unbelievable. If you know that your data, if you know that TikTok and the Chinese commies have the opportunity to grab all of your address book information, track you, all of your searches, why the hell would you do that? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's burger time. Why is it burger time here? Look at Hadley's jumping up like she just ate 5 pounds of sugar.
Yeah, Hadley, calm down.
Hadley, calm down.
Calm down, Had.
All right, Fester's daughter Hadley in the studio.
You're very excited.
It's
Huh?
burger time.
It's like you've just had like a 3-hour IV drip of cane sugar. All right?
All right. We're all excited, Had.
All right. So here's the deal. We were on vacation last week. I was scuba diving down Little Cayman, and a story popped out on USA Today. Which burger reigns supreme in a fast food burger battle our readers have chosen, and it's part of the 10 best on usatoday.com. And they picked the best burgers in America, top 10. And number 10 was the White Castle original slider, which I love White Castle. I love Crystal, for instance. You know, when you have a taste for a White Castle or Crystal,
All right.
love it.
You're going to read all 10 again?
Yeah, I am. Number 9 is the double Western cheeseburger,
Okay.
Carl's Jr. I don't know if Hardee's has something similar.
Number 8.
Number 8 is the Whopper from Burger King. Number 7 is the Butterburger double from Culver's. Good product.
Okay, we have number 1 in here, so let's
Yeah.
get to it.
Number 6 is the double meat Whataburger, and my sources are telling me that Whataburger is coming back into the Tampa Bay area
Yeah,
in the
think
next
south of us.
in the next year. No, in Tampa.
In Tampa?
Yes. Yeah, Whataburger is coming back in the next year and change.
What?
Here in Tampa. They're going to make another go after they did.
What?
What a burger. All right. Number 5 is the cheeseburger at Five Guys. Number 4 is the jumbo Jack cheeseburger, Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box making an entry into Florida. They're in Tallahassee and Orlando now. Number 3 is the barbecue rodeo burger from Burger Fi. Number 2 used to be number 1. Perennially, In-N-Out Burger had always been like the top of the fast food burgers. And you know what? Steak and Shake's not on here, and also Shake Shack's not on here, interestingly. But number 1 used to be the double from In-N-Out Burger, and In-N-Out is a West Coast chain. Lindsay, man, she just fell into that fortune, didn't she? So
it was her family.
It
just fall
was
into it.
It was
She's bred by the
grandfather, and then her father.
Family-owned company.
She inherited a nice
Yes.
little chunk with the privately held In-N-Out Burger.
You're gonna say anything about the Ford family? It's a family company.
Anyway, so In-N-Out is as far west as Texas now, I believe. I don't think we'll ever get In-N-Out in Florida, but you never say never. So they're number 2. But the number 1 reader, USA Today, voted best fast food burger in America is the Double Char from the Habit Burger Grill. This is a chain that started in Santa Barbara, California, and now there are like 350 locations nationwide. And we just found out that there's a location of the Habit Burger on East Bay in Clearwater, like Clearwater, Largo.
Just west of US 19.
Yeah. And it turns out, I had no idea. So Gino, our afternoon guy, wrote a story based on the USA Today piece and put it on our Q105 website. And I saw this thing. I'm like, wow. And then I saw the story, but then a person that I know in my neighborhood sends me a text with a link to our Q105 story. I'm like, and I had just seen the story. And he says to me, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but I'm the franchisee for the Tampa Bay area for the Habit Grill Burger. So step up to the microphone. Come on, step up and do me a favor. Introduce pull the microphone right to your mouth, though. There you
right
go.
into it.
Yeah. Introduce who you are.
I'm Conrado Garnett, the franchisee for the Habit Burger Grill in Pinellas and Hillsborough County.
That's awesome.
And with me is my GM, Danielle, who went out to California for 3 months for training.
Wow.
So she is the true expert on the burger.
Wow.
The thing I will tell you that really, really distinguishes us from a flavor profile at the Habit Burger Grill is it's all char grilled. Like, we have a chicken nugget. We have a fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
But your burgers and your chicken breast are never frozen. And they're going to have that char grilled flavor profile.
That's
like
awesome.
we cooked it in the
Nice.
backyard. And so that number 1 double char burger is up there wrapped up. We bought you an assortment of burgers, actually.
Look at this thing.
Yeah.
I'm holding this up
Ooh.
I'm holding this up to the camera right now. on MJTV.
That's awesome.
That's a score.
Look at this box of burgers. Holy moly.
That's pretty awesome.
That's a heist.
Yeah, well, we heard you have a favorite one. We're going to try to sway you today.
Okay.
And we gave you, there's some ahi tuna we bought for you. We have sushi grade ahi tuna that's going to come with a flavor profile. That's in the kitchen. We want to keep that away from him because he might take it all.
Yeah.
But that's in the kitchen. We'll bring it into you later.
Okay.
And then the chicken. But those are all burgers: barbecue bacon, mushroom, teriyaki burger.
Wow.
And don't forget those sides, award-winning sides, the onion rings and tempura green beans. I'll grab them and show them for you.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
awesome. Oh, my God.
Oh, hey. All right, so which do you want? So, look at this thing. Let me hold this up to MJTV. So I've got onion rings and I've got tempura green beans. Oh, man, this is amazing. I got to grab one of these things.
And we'll get you some fresh ranch to go with.
And-
Made fresh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like
That's
that.
very cool, man. So
All right.
you're doing a lot of stuff that no other concept
Yeah.
is doing.
All right.
Yeah, at the Habit, one of the things we like is there's something for everyone. Like our salads are made fresh to order. I have a horrible joke, but I'm a dad, so I can tell these
We
jokes.
love 'em.
Dad joke.
I said our salads are so fresh. If you don't want lettuce, we can make it for you that way, right? We're making everything from scratch, and that's one of the things that I think you can taste the difference.
When did this location on East Bay open up?
We opened up a year in April.
Okay.
We've been open a year in April, and we're searching for locations all right across the Hillsborough and Pinellas area.
So you're looking to expand to build more
yeah,
locations.
Yeah, I have a development agreement, so I've got to build a whole bunch more.
Yep.
But I know there's some good competition coming to town, and we're excited about it.
All right. All right, so I'm going to pass these around.
This is my new habit.
You want the and this is the one that won the award, right?
The double char,
The
yeah.
double
Yep,
char.
yep.
All right, Fester, here's a double char.
All right, throw it.
All right, here we go, double char. Hadley, here's a double char. Roxanne, here's a double char.
Thank you.
All right, let me get a.
And you're going to need some napkins because it tastes better that way.
Okay.
Let me.
This is just going to be chewing for the next 5 minutes.
I'm opening
Excuse
up,
us, but
opening
this
up
is
my
so
double
good.
char here.
Wow, this looks amazing.
All right, here we go. I've got my double char. I'm going to take a bite of this thing.
Mm.
What do you got?
Oh wow. Okay, I
Very-
taste the charcoal
The
flavor.
charcoal flavor, and yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Good.
Yeah, probably so. Whoa.
I hope you can taste the freshness in your
Yes.
lettuce, tomato, pickle.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just a nice little flavor profile. And that's before you start adding our sauces.
I want you to know.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of burgers. This is a great burger.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your sauces.
So we have my personal favorite. I'll start with that one. Is the Boom sauce. It's a
Boom.
sriracha-based sauce. It's
Oh, yeah.
excellent with the tempura green beans and onion rings. But the truth is, I take some home all the time. I'll put it on a turkey sandwich. I like
Right.
it that much. Our ranch is made fresh every single day. And then we've got the traditional, the teriyakis, the barbecue sauces and whatnot. But what we're really known for, we actually had to start charging for it because people would come in and get our ranch,
Your
our
ranch.
ranch every day. Yeah, and they were just coming and getting
Wow,
it taken
just-
out. But it's made
Just
fresh,
making
right?
it-
It's made fresh,
making
so
it
you can really taste that.
Sounds
flavor
like a
profile.
Fester type operation.
Yeah, I might have been guilty. I
Yeah.
might have been guilty.
Anyway, Cora, thank you so much for coming in.
My great pleasure. Thank
And,
you for having
You
me.
know, a lot of people didn't know that there's the Habit Grill Burger on East Bay in Clearwater, and you're going to expand to other locations, but it was just rated by USA Today #1 fast food burger in America, and we have one location right now, as of now, in the Tampa Bay area.
And a couple more in the shoot. I'm going to go grab the rest of the food, guys. Thanks for having us, and I'll see you all
Thank
later.
you.
It's our pleasure. And I had no idea that Canardo. I mean, I know him from the neighborhood. I just didn't know that he was the franchisee for the burger for the Habit Burger Grill.
Yeah,
I
for
didn't know it. The Habit Grill.
Canard, are there any more locations in the state?
Yes, there's about 10 in South Florida.
Okay.
And so, as MJ said, there's about 350, but Yum Brands bought the brand in March of 2020.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So the largest restaurant company in the world.
Yeah,
and
right.
this is now
Yum is KFC and Taco
KFC,
Bell.
Taco Bell,
Yeah.
Pizza Hut, and they want the Habit to reach north of 2,000 stores in the next 5 years. So you're going to actually start seeing them all over the place.
Oh, wow.
The heavy concentrations on the West Coast, but they want the East Coast. They'll build them in New York now, New Jersey, the Carolinas. They just sold the Jacksonville market, and I've got the Tampa Bay market. So
Congratulations.
Nice.
Good for
All right,
you.
Speaking, and you guys can hang out as long as you want. Thanks for bringing. And I see they're bringing by the tuna, and I got the sauces. We can't wait to go to commercial break so we can shove our faces even further. All right, so here's the deal. Speaking of fast food, what does a McDonald's worker do? Listen to this. What does a McDonald's worker do when the drive-thru is just too busy? Think about this. Just contemplate. What does a McDonald's drive-thru worker do when the drive-thru is just too busy?
I mean, do they start rocket launching the food at the people as they're driving by?
No, you light the place on fire.
Holy cow.
Yeah, listen to this. A Georgia man is going to prison.
For burning down his McDonald's?
After prosecutors said he started a fire while working at a McDonald's in Savannah. Georgia man will serve prison time. Started a massive dumpster fire when the business showed no signs of slowing down during his Sunday shift last year. This went federal.
Oh, just a dumpster fire? I thought he burned the whole building down.
Joshua Darrell McGregor cleared the crowd of hungry customers at a Savannah, Georgia McDonald's by lighting a piece of cardboard on fire, then tossing it into the dumpster adjacent to the building.
I like the dumpster on fire behind the radio station.
To clear the whole place out. Yeah, 34-year-old guy. This guy McGregor, what a Joshua Darrell McGregor, 34 years old. You're way too old to be doing this crap.
34 years old. He knows how to empty out the McDonald's.
He was frustrated because the drive-thru was so crowded. He made sure the fire ignited, went back inside, and then returned to film the blaze as it grew larger, causing the cars lined up at the drive-thru to flee the scene, afraid they were going to be torched.
I love this guy.
What are you talking about? An arsonist at McDonald's? You love this? What is the matter with you?
You know, the Habit Burger Grill, you guys char grill
He wants some charboil flavor. He wants that char grill flavor.
Chinese charboil.
If you want char without arson charges,
yes.
That's the Habit Grill.
Char without charges.
I mean, can you imagine? He's going to serve 5 years in prison. McGregor's been sentenced to 5 years in prison, pleaded guilty to arson. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Georgia, this is a news release on just a couple of days ago. There's no question McGregor caused the blaze as he was seen starting the fire on McDonald's surveillance footage, according to his plea agreement. At the time, he was training to be a manager. That's going to put the brakes on manager training and possibilities and growth with McDonald's.
What? I don't think that's necessarily where they need to go right away.
Yeah. He then later posted the footage of his arson on Facebook.
I mean, everybody's looking for somebody that's very savvy with the social platforms.
What's wrong with this guy?
Hey, you know what's on fire? This boom sauce. Wow. Love it.
Yeah, certainly we're disappointed that Josh would face any form of federal prison time for the incident. The original recommendation of the court was over 15 years in custody.
Come on.
He ends up getting 5. Why was this a federal case?
I mean,
why would an arson at McDonald's in Savannah, Georgia, be a federal case and not a state case? That's what...
You could take that up with prosecutors, but I tell you what, the federal penitentiary has gotten a hell of a cook. Huh? He's going to work that KP duty.
That's what I don't understand that. That's just weird. Hey, I have a really interesting item here. This is sort of an alert and a warning. You know, we've heard of these interactions, but I got an email from a listener named Lori. She's an Laurie, Lori.
Oh, that kind.
And she sent me a note and said, wondering whether your listeners have any thoughts on this potentially scary encounter. The email from Lori, which she sent to my email, again, my private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's mj@mjmorningshow.com. No one gets this email but me, and people send me great stuff. Any hot tip, any gossip, anything we need to know. Are you privy to some inside information? You want to give me something anonymously? Anything that we need to know, you can email me, mj@mjmorningshow.com. So Lori sends this. Hi, MJ and crew. My husband and I discovered a few months ago that your show is back on the air. We love tuning in and are so happy you're back. You present so many interesting topics, many times ask your listeners to share ideas. With this in mind, I'd like to share with you an experience I had recently that was a bit disturbing. And it came to both my thoughts and my husband's to share it with you. I would be interested to know if any of your listeners have experienced this type of situation. Last week, I was shopping at Michael's.
The craft store.
Michael's Arts and Crafts.
I love that store.
As I was walking down one aisle, I noticed a young man walking a few aisles down from me. Didn't really think anything about it. As I was walking, I heard someone speaking to me from behind. I turned around, and it was a young man of about 20 years old. He was Hispanic, long hair to his shoulders, and he did not have a kind look on his face. What he said to me was almost made me burst out in laughter, but I refrained. He said, "I just wanted to tell you how beautiful you are." As I looked at him, and I wanted to say, "What? I'm a grandmother of 2. I'm 68." But I just stood there and said something like, "Oh, that's very sweet of you." And then he said it again and followed it by, "Could I give you a side hug?"
I mean, everybody has a type. I mean, yes. I mean,
and before I knew it, he reached over with his arm around my shoulder and gave me a side hug. Then, what was really strange was with his right hand at the same time, he lifted his phone up, and it appeared that he took a picture of us. At that point, I walked away and instinctively thought I should continue shopping and stay in the store for a while. I was really freaked out when I finally went up to the cashier. I saw him exit the store. I couldn't help but share my experience with the cashier, and she appeared concerned too. She asked me if I could point him out, and I let her know that he just left. She insisted, walking me out to my car. That's very nice of the Michaels employee, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which could have saved my life. What I found out later from someone who knew about these types of situations is that it might have been a trafficker. I said, "But I'm no spring chicken. Why would they want me?" And she said, "Because of my hair, crazy."
Hold on, say it again.
Because of my hair. And she says, "Crazy." Put the right intonation on that. She said these people compliment you and try to earn your trust. And then when they take your picture, it is sent to hundreds of people who might be interested. Then after you leave the store, they may come up to you at your car, apply a quick acting drug by touching your skin, which could cause you to pass out instantly. I know all of this sounds crazy, but I was truly perplexed. I'm reaching out to you in the event that these types of things are truly taking place. You know.
Okay, where does the hair come into place? They like her hair. What are they going to do? Make her pass out and shave her head? Or
she sent me a picture of her hair. She's got long blonde hair. And I don't know. First of all, that sounds a little urban legendy to me, that they're going to hit you with some quick acting knockout drug in the parking lot and then traffic you. I don't know if that sounds totally kosher, but there are creeps out there. And Lori, when you sent me this email, the first thing I thought of was that Tampa hair salon creep. Remember that story?
Oh yeah, the guy who was going in and like touching people
and hugging.
Yes.
Hey, Fester, go to the Googles real quick.
Sure.
And type in Tampa hair salon creep.
You know, our traffic reporter Pat George, his wife does dues, and she had a run-in with him, didn't?
Yeah,
she did.
Yeah,
he came into her salon.
Remember, type in
Tampa
hair salon. Surveillance video.
Oh, what a long word, surveillance.
Yeah, let's see if Fester can spell that
video,
like he's in the script spelling bee over here.
All right.
Yeah, here we go.
Hair salon.
Yeah. No, don't click on that one. Click on. Go to news. Go to news. Just click on news, and victims identified.
No, it's not. I don't know that any news stations.
No, they did.
Okay.
I thought the story. I remember we did the story very early. But there was this weird guy who was identified, and he was going into Tampa area hair salons from South Tampa all the way up to Carrollwood. And remember the video that was released? And he wanted to hug the lady. We played some of the audio.
Oh, my God. Here's the first thing that pops up. MJ Morning Show's YouTube page.
Us. Yeah,
I was talking about.
Bring that up. This is from when?
I don't know. But you know what? I'm wearing the same shirt.
Oh,
wow. How great. My favorite shirt.
Yeah,
but
this is from 4 months ago, and this is a YouTube video of us talking about it here. The MJ Morning Show is back on Q105. This started coming to me like mid last week. I'm trying to remember. I believe mid last week. And it started off with people sending me direct messages. Then I got a couple of emails on this. And numerous folks claim that this happened right here in the Tampa Bay area. And it's video of a creepy dude walking into a hair salon and getting all handsy with the woman and like touching her and bending her arms. All right, and now I'm back out live. So that's a little clip from us, 4 months ago? Yeah, that was 4 months ago on the show. Just out of curiosity, is anybody listening that had something similar to happen to them in a store where a guy comes up and says, "Oh, you're so beautiful. Can I give you a side hug?" Does anybody have any insight into what Lori, an MJ Morning Show listener, experienced at a Michael's Arts and Crafts? And listen, there's no reflection on Michael's. This guy could be going anywhere. Has anyone had this happen to them? Have you heard this happening to a friend, a relative, a coworker? Do you have any insight into why this guy wanted to give this woman a hug, complimented on how beautiful she was, and then apparently took a picture of them, was holding out his camera, taking a selfie, unbeknownst to her, Lori? Does anyone have any insight on this?
I don't know. She goes down the urban what? Urban,
well, the urban
legend.
The potential urban legend is, you know, that
You get knocked out, they carry you away.
That they're waiting for you in the parking lot to potentially give you some kind of, you know, quick acting knockout potion that they, you know, touch your skin with. That sounds a little urban legend to me. But what happened to her really happened. Does anyone know? Does this sound familiar? Has anyone else experienced a guy coming up to them in a store saying, "Hey, you look beautiful. Can I have a side hug?" and then sneaking a picture? 800-990-1047. That's the number to get in. 800-990-1047. If anybody has any insight, if you've heard of this happening, if you're like, "Oh my God, that happened to me a week ago, a month ago, or whatever," or "I heard from a girlfriend, the creepiest thing happened to me while I was shopping, a guy comes up to me." If anyone has any insight, I can't believe this is a one-off.
You know.
All right, 800-990-1047. If you have any ideas on this, do you have any speculation? Do you have anything further to add? Are we missing something? Have you heard of this happening? Any aspect, any angle. If anyone knows, fire up the phones right now. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Andrew is looking at calls to see if we get anything. And I'm up against the clock here.
So gotta hurry up if it happened to you.
Well, I'd like to know if you have any insight, if you've heard of this happening. We're at the end of over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. If Andrew screens calls and we get anything of significance, we'll bring it to you right after the break. All right?
Up until like 2 minutes ago, that was my go-to pickup line / icebreaker.
What? Walking up to women in retail establishments and telling them how attractive they look?
And can I have a side hug?
It's a hard close, man. You get right to it. You get right to it.
All right. Andrew is screening calls right now. So I'll tell you what. We got numerous lines are ringing. We will bring you any information we have, any follow-up, any phone calls right after the break. We have an hour to go here on the MJ Morning Show, and I get to now shove my face with more of these delicious Habit grilled burgers. And I want to try this tuna thing they're talking about as well, the tuna sandwich.
The tuna thing is what they call it, yes.
Hold
the tuna
on.
thing.
All next. and we got a lot of ground to. We have so much more. I've got a whole other show that I need to try to cram in the final hour next here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, speaking of unbelievably delicious things, the Cake Girl is going to make your celebration just outrageous. Morning Show on Q105, MJ and Roxanne. Fester, Andrew, the producer. Fester's daughter, Hadley, is joining us. And she's got a couple of jokes for us that we have to do before we get out of here today, right?
You know what? I read them over. They're pretty marginal.
All right, so you want me to skip Hadley's
We can
jokes
skip
today?
her jokes. We got a lot to do.
No, we can't.
We got a lot to do.
All right. There are a couple of bizarre local events that have happened in the last day or so, which I want to get to those in just a minute. First, though, let's follow up on our creepy story just before the break. I got an email from Lori, and Lori said she was shopping at a Michael's location, and some guy came up to her, young 20s, Hispanic guy, long hair, that said, "You're beautiful," and then asked, "Can I give you a side hug?" Before she even acknowledged he was moving in for the hug, and then she noticed that he had taken his camera phone and snapped the picture.
Yeah, I mean, side hugs is where I kind of draw the line. I mean, it's one thing to give somebody a compliment.
Oh, hey, you're so beautiful, and can I give you a hug?
Yeah, when you start, no.
Just weird, and, the question is, has this happened to you? Do you have any information on this? Let me grab line 2 first. It says on my screen here, this is Detective J. Hello, Detective J in Tampa. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, MJ. We've talked before, just retired Detective J here.
Yeah, you've
but
told
I just want to definitely say that's creepy, and I absolutely, it is voyeurism. So these sickos, what they do is they get those pictures, they get a chance to touch you, and on top of that, that's where the side hug comes from. They're also, if you remember, these guys are the same guys that take their camera and they take pictures under, children's, dresses, outfits, women. So think about it. It goes a lot deeper than that. And that's just the beginning of something. That should definitely be reported. They can absolutely pull video and start looking at this guy and see what his background is.
Yeah, that's a good point, that Michael's is going to have surveillance video down the aisles. They're going to have surveillance video at the front of the store, the entrance. And, hopefully they did. I don't know. Lori didn't say it's right here in the Tampa Bay area, but she didn't say, which Michael's location, which county, what city. But I would hope that the police were called to provide, again, surveillance video. That's a good point.
100%. This is not the first time, not the first city or place that this has ever happened. So basically what you have to remember is that not only is that surveillance in Michael's, it's going to be down the whole plaza. It's going to be, cameras are everywhere.
Yeah, you'll see what store he walked out of before and all that stuff.
Yeah, this needs to be reported, obviously. And, the question is this guy doing this repeatedly? I would imagine if he did it to this woman, Lori, that he's done it many times before.
MJ, he's very brazen. To walk up and say, "You're beautiful," and then I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sure Roxanne will agree, that's creepy, and your intuition kicks in and says, And it would for me immediately. I'd be like, buddy, don't get near me.
Yeah, and maybe women should not be afraid to say that and just say, maybe, hey, if someone says you're beautiful, just say, thank you very much. But if they try to invade your space and get close, tell them, hey, stay away. I mean, all right, so the you're beautiful is a little forward and creepy, but just make sure you end it there and don't let them move in, and maybe don't be afraid to push them away.
100% to say, thank you, that's it. That's the boundary. Done. Deal. We're not going any further. And if for some reason at that point, it wouldn't surprise me if this guy decided to try to follow her in the store or just go on to the next victim.
Yeah,
because
right.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's victimizing women.
The Michael's employee had the wherewithal to escort her to the car.
Yeah, that was
But
good.
then also, I would imagine a concern would be, would a creep try to follow you home?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could absolutely look at your, car, see where you're parked. I mean, there's so much more to this, MJ, that it could be. It is not just creepy. It's going to be even. And where is he posting the pictures?
Right.
That's the other thing. Where are those pictures going?
What do you think about the component of the email where Lori said that somebody had told her that he might wait for her in the parking lot and try to dose her skin with some kind of quick-acting knockout drug. That sounds a little urban legendy to me.
Well, it is. I mean, I honestly can't say when I was a detective or even a police officer, I ever heard of any of those cases sort of like that. But
that's like the dollar bill urban legend that's circulating, that if you see a dollar bill or a 20 on the ground, don't pick it up. It might be
fentanyl laced.
It might be fentanyl laced, exactly, and it's
you have to be very careful these days. What my thoughts are is go to a manager immediately and say, listen, this is not right. This guy's in your store. This is not right. And I've always found when the manager is alerted in the store, they're very good usually, any of these stores, and they will immediately get on it. So it's protecting yourself. I mean, I have my own program for this many years. I'm retired now, but I taught the right defense for women. And the first thing I ever said is if it's creepy, it feels creepy, it's creepy. And you should always say, this is enough. This is the boundary. I'm not going any further with this. You know, you gave me a compliment, but you want something. He wants to touch. You know, he wants to touch. Roxanne, I'm sure agree with me. This is made me feel creepy. Gave me goosebumps when I first heard this on the radio this morning.
Yeah, and you know, Detective Jay, as soon as you hear someone say something like that, oh, hey, you're beautiful, you can usually, your intuition will tell you whether they're just being
100%.
a nice person trying to brighten someone's day, or if they want, like you keyed in on, want something from you.
Roxanne, it's simple. You go get your hair done, you walk in, somebody, you know, it's usually a woman. Oh, I love your hair. It's pretty. Thank you. You know, you go on about your day, even a man. But for this, like I said, I got a knot in my stomach right now just listening to this because it is voyeurism. It is the beginning. Who knows? You know, child pornography, anything and everything can be, and could just throw the ball of wax in at this guy because for him to be doing that, it's absolutely, and notice the victims, nobody's with a man. Nobody's with their, husband, boyfriend.
Right. Looking for vulnerable women in situations where there is not the protection of, or, of strength in numbers, I guess is what it comes down to. Detective Jay, retired Tampa police detective. Thanks for hitting us up again.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. And I really appreciate you guys putting this out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Detective. Frank is in Lakewood Ranch. Hello, Frank. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Go ahead.
Good. So Detective Jay kind of made me feel weird about this, but then Roxanne helped me a little bit. So I haven't experienced this, but look, I'm a retired police officer. I'm getting older, and life's too short. So sometimes I see someone in the store. They're stunning. I'm married. I love my wife. I tell her she's beautiful all the time. I always want to say, like, how good, you look nice or something, but I'm afraid to just because of these goofballs that ruin it. So really in life, wouldn't it be nice if we could be honest and compliment people?
Yeah.
I thrive on compliments.
Totally.
I don't get many, but you know what I mean.
Well, I'm going to compliment you on this call.
Yeah, thank you for the call, Frank. Appreciate you checking in.
I want to tell Frank, though, you know what I learned a long time ago? I grew up just in a house, just my sister and I. And one of my friends who had a brother.
No parents? You guys were like orphans?
We were orphans.
Two
orphans?
A box of Lucky Charms, and that's it.
And so I wasn't around boys. And so they were, more of a mystery to me. But I remember one of my friends when I was, in my teen years who had a brother, some guys yelled something to us like, hey, pretty girls or whatever. And I was like, oh, get away from them. She said, you know what, Roxanne, anytime I see a guy doing that, I think to myself, that could be my brother paying a compliment to a woman. He's just trying to be friendly. Exactly. So that kind of stuck with me. So don't worry about it. I would not get intuition that you were given a creepy vibe by that.
Yeah, I mean, I have no desire to take pictures or touch them.
Hey, Frank, thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it. One more quickly, then we got an Olympic update we got to get to.
Oh, I've been
and
waiting
of course,
for it.
Our Olympic updates are very, very special. Pat in Newport Richie, I had final call on this. If you're just tuning in, I got an email from Lori. Some guy comes up to her, guy in his 20s, long hair, says, oh, hey, you're beautiful. This was in an aisle at a Michael's Arts and Crafts. And says, oh, you're beautiful, and compliments her hair, and then it says, can I give you a side hug? And then he moves in to hug her without her permission, and then she sees that he's snapping a selfie of what he's doing to her, and then he leaves in a Michael's store. It could have been any retail operation. All right, Pat in Newport Richie. Final call on this. Go, Pat.
How you doing this morning?
Going well. Go ahead, Pat. What's up?
Okay, I've had at least 9 people come up to me. I'm 72, and it happened about 15 years ago, and it's been continuously happening. I look like Kate Blanchett, and I look identical to Kate Blanchett with the blonde hair, long hair, eyes.
You ought to inquire about being a stunt double for her out in Hollywood.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And so, I've had men come up to me quite often, actually 9 times, were wanting to take a picture of me with them.
Wow.
And I go, I don't care.
What, to take friends, to take like a photo and say that, hey, tell friends that they ran into Kate Blanchett? Is that it?
Yeah, and it was truly like I didn't think of anything.
All right, so do you think you can determine what is like a creepy guy versus like a normal guy?
Yeah, you have to use your intuitiveness. You
Yeah.
have to be intuitive. And most of the men out there, because I've had women tell me too, my hairdresser tells me all the time. She goes, "You look like Kate Blanchett." I said, "I know," So I don't take it I take it as quite a compliment.
Yeah,
Actually.
but I think you know who is a legit, normal, non-creepy compliment. And then, a guy coming up at Michael's and want to give you a side hug and they snapping a photo. Clearly, that pegs the creepo meter out. Thank you. Appreciate the phone
Thanks,
call.
Pat.
All right.
Yeah, Pat's so modest about it.
Yeah.
I know. I look like Kate Blanchett.
Now it's time for an Olympic update here on the MJ Morning Show. We lead today with peeing in the pool. This is a thing. There are multiple reports out there that all of the swimmers pee in the pool. Although Ledecky is saying she doesn't. Do you believe her? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah.
I have never, and I mean ever, gone in a pool that I haven't went in.
So, wait a minute. So it's a guarantee whatever pool you go in, you've peed in?
2 or 3 times.
Oh, my God.
MJ, just the warm water just goes. Every pool I've ever been in.
I've been to the beach with you on a handful of occasions.
Every ocean.
You
Every
did an
great
ocean.
lake that I've swam in.
Over the last 4 days or so, 5 days, maybe a week, I've seen multiple stories about Olympic swimmers admit that they pee in the pool just like everybody else. Part of the issue is with the Olympic swimmers, they're state of the art, like the latest in fabrics to streamline themselves aerodynamically in the water, that the outfits, the swim outfits that they put on, I saw a story that it can take up to 20 minutes to get into the swim outfit.
Sure.
And they're like, if I got to go to the bathroom, I'm not taking this damn thing off. I'm whizzing in the Olympic pool.
Yeah. I get it.
I have no issue with that.
Is it true? Okay, when you're at a public pool and it has a really, almost like a dirty feet chlorine smell? A really strong, bleachy, dirty feet chlorine smell? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what a strong chlorine smell is, but I don't know what a dirty feet chlorine smell is.
Yeah, so I've smelled that sometimes at public pools, and then I'm like, is that just a lot of chlorine in the pool? And
but
then
why do you equate it to dirty feet?
Because it smells like dirty feet to me. And
I am an expert at going in the pool. I mean, if I could have written my doctorate
is a #1 pool pee expert.
Yeah.
And if you smell that ammonia smell or something, see, I know
is it pee plus chlorine?
Because it's so little pee compared to so many thousands of gallons of water. It's a non-factor.
It's a packed public pool. A lot of people are peeing in there.
That's a lot of peas. That's like a tongue twister.
Even then, maybe you got 8 ounces of pee to 50,000 gallons of water.
Even if everybody peed in the pool, it's total of 2 gallons of whiz compared to the 50,000 gallons of chlorinated water.
It's gross to think about. But no, I saw this story. Everyone's doing it. Olympic swimmers admit they all pee in the pool. But Katie Ledecky, gold medalist Katie Ledecky, she says, I would never pee in the pool, but I can't speak for other swimmers.
Then is she running out every 30 minutes? No.
This is a TMZ story. Katie Ledecky is weighing in on a pool cardinal rule, making clear that she's a pretty serious rule follower. The Olympic swimmer sat down with Leslie Jones.
From SNL?
Yeah, formerly of SNL, Leslie Jones, for a chat at the Paris Olympics, where she was asked point blank if she's ever peed in the pool. And she insisted that she does not pee in the pool. She does not let things the color of her medal leave her body into the pool. It's gold.
Okay.
Got to get a gold medal.
Yep.
We got.
Yeah. So I don't know if I believe she's never peed in the pool. Give me a break.
Never. Come on,
Yeah.
Kate. I don't think any less of you if you did.
Yeah, there are other stories out there about other swimmers that say, of course, we pee in the pool because their swim outfits are so tight and they're so difficult to get on that they don't have the time to like go back to a locker room, take the damn thing off, then take another 20 minutes to put their swim skin back on. Well, there you have it. All right, NBC's Olympic ratings are going through the roof.
I tell you, like I said, up until yesterday, I haven't watched any Olympics.
And now you're wall to wall. You almost didn't come in today, right? So you could watch like some of the 3 a.m. coverage.
I had to watch women's beach volleyball alone. And I'm grateful I did.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Great.
Yeah, I'm sure
I've
you
never
are.
watched.
It's a good sport, isn't
I've never
it?
watched women's volleyball, beach volleyball. But boy, the American team is incredible. I saw them play the Chinese yesterday, and it was.
Did they beat the Chinese butts?
You know what? I only watched the first 2 matches.
Oh, that's it. All right. So NBC's Olympic ratings are soaring. There was a slump. Remember the Olympics were put off a year. Remember Tokyo? We were supposed to have 2020, and then we didn't have the Olympics until 2021. And, ratings hit a slump. And it just seemed like there was a lack of interest. But the ratings have come soaring back. There is also a report that Tom Cruise
I saw this.
is planning some kind of a major, like a skydiving or parachuting stunt in the closing ceremonies of the Paris Olympics. What is he going to be like filmed for like his next Mission Impossible movie?
Something like that, yeah. You can always say Tom Cruise, Clearwater resident.
Here is, one of his places, certainly. Tom Cruise, according to The Hollywood Reporter, will reportedly have a starring role in the Paris 2024 Olympic Games in the August 11th closing ceremony when he may skydive to the Hollywood sign during an orchestrated handoff to Los Angeles for the Olympic Games in L.A. for 2028. There is a report that it might have already been shot as far back as March. So it's not like it's going to be a live. When I first saw this, I'm like, oh, man, it's going to be a live event. Now, apparently, this might already be pre-recorded because there are reports that it was secretly filmed back in March, at least the Los Angeles portion. So there's an LA portion, and he may skydive to the Hollywood sign, and then is there going to be a live component of him in Paris on the 11th? I guess that remains to be seen. Cruise has attended the Paris Games, including for the women's gymnastics qualifiers, as well as swimming competitions. It's awesome. He told Reuters, great stories, great athletes. It's incredible what they have to do, the sense of accomplishment. So let's see what transpires with this whole Tom Cruise thing. And, congratulations to Simone Biles. She won gold in, is it the all-around? Michelle and I were watching. I dozed off yesterday. I took a little nap.
She won her 6th gold medal.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
She won another gold medal, and then she was yesterday after she won the all-around final is what she won. And she's amazing. Simone Biles is incredible. And for her to kick the twisties and after her, mental collapse back, a few years ago, for her to come back and just rock it.
And she's done it with a leg injury, right?
And she's 27 years old. I mean, that's no spring chicken. I mean, you got these much younger girls that she's competing against. And then she held up her gold medal yesterday and was also photographed. She also has a diamond-encrusted goat. She does, like the goat, the greatest of all time.
Right.
She's got a diamond-encrusted, literally a goat charm necklace of a goat, and it's all covered in diamonds.
She deserves it.
So, I bet you that's going to cause some kind of a frenzy for jewelry companies to make diamond-encrusted goats. I ought to get a hold of IDC. I ought to get a hold of my friends at International Diamond Center and say, listen, you ought to capitalize and maybe start cranking out these diamond-encrusted goats like Simone Biles has.
I don't know. You have to be the goat to wear the goat.
Right.
MJ.
Yes.
Yesterday I saw this.
I know. God,
I saw this headline everywhere, and I think a lot of it was fake news.
No. Oh man.
I mean,
the former man who's now a woman beating the crap out of a female boxer. That is rough.
Okay.
How is that allowed to happen? A transgender, born as a man, transgendered to a woman, and is able to go into an Olympic boxing match and beat the crap
out of the Italian
out of an
boxer.
Italian actual born female. I mean, how is that allowed?
Yeah, the Paul brothers weren't too happy about it. They took to X.
Oh, a lot of folks are unhappy about this.
I'm saying, they've got some boxing experience. They have the right to say these types of things.
So this boxer wasn't born a female?
No, it was a born male has transgendered to a female. He has has male chromosomes, but has transitioned to a female. But you're still dealing with a biological male that's boxing an actual female and beating the crap. I mean, how is that allowed? I'm sorry. That should not be allowed. All right, 9:24 at the MJ Morning Show. Running a little late here. We have a lot to get to in the final segment. We're going to have a great packed final segment next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. When it comes to...
Ooh.
Yeah, Tampa police are trying to find these two guys. It looked like they walked in like with construction gear on. Like, you know those fluorescent yellow or orange like construction shirts?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like they were wearing. So TPD, they're trying to identify these two individuals that walked into, and this is on Wednesday, they walked into the Prince Jewelry Store in West Shore Plaza Mall in South Tampa. They walked in with a sledgehammer, and they start smashing the glass jewelry display cases. So video in the store shows the smashing. It hit one of the cases so hard, the whole back of the case flew off.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are obviously amateurs because they're smashing the cases too much.
But you see what I'm saying? They're wearing these like orange and yellow fluorescent construction type, almost like walking through the mall with the sledgehammer was supposed to be kind of not as ostentatious because they had construction gear on. And they even have like construction hats, and are they wearing like face masks as well?
It looks like they have a visor just covering their face off of their construction hat.
Yeah. And then they fled in a silver sedan. So they got a lot of video on these guys. The suspect smashed the glass cases with the sledgehammer. There's another suspect that's apparently threatening employees, and even Paul Blart mall cop. So mall security shows up, and they're like threatening, I guess, mall security with pepper spray. Listen, mall security needs to have a Glock 9mm and cap these guys in the ass.
I don't know if we need that.
That's what needs to be. We need a big shootout over there. That's what needs to happen.
That's the last thing we need. Is a big shootout.
I know. But listen.
The car had super dark tinted windows and no license plate on it.
Yeah, the two suspects took off in a silver Chevy Malibu that was parked over near Dick's Sporting Goods. So these Dick's were parked at Dick's.
Hey, they named a store after us. Let's park here.
They did not have a license plate, as Fester just said. If anyone has any information, and listen, the car was probably stolen as well. I'm guessing this was not their car.
Yeah, it was a hot car.
Yeah, I'm sure they ripped the car off. I'm sure they ditched the. I wonder if TPD has found the car abandoned somewhere. That's my guess. But both suspects' faces covered. No one was hurt, luckily, in the incident. I still think that West Shore Mall security ought to be carrying and should have just taken these guys out. Couple of good headshots.
Why haven't they released more video? They have video of these guys walking through the entire mall. The only clips I see are the Chevy Malibu
And the smashing of the
smash.
cabinets
Yeah.
inside the store. All right. Then there was another issue that happened yesterday. Again, what's going on with West Shore Mall? A driver fled a traffic stop. See if there's any update on this, because when I looked at this late last night, there wasn't an update. I noticed, because I'm not far from West Shore, and I was out and about, and Chloe came back from work and wanted to get some stuff at Publix, right across from West Shore. There was a news chopper that it seemed was circling over and over. I think it was a news chopper. I know that TPD had a chopper up as well.
Channel 8 had the whole live internet news department on the parking garage.
All right, because I thought it was Channel 8's chopper, because it said it was a private helicopter, and I couldn't see the logo on the side. It was too high for the logo, but I looked at my Flight Radar 24 aviation app, and I could see this helicopter, which came back as a private owner, which I think was the Channel 8 live helicopter. This thing had done it looked like 30 loops in the air, so you could see all the concentric lines of the chopper hovering near West Shore Plaza. So this is what we see if there's any update on this. Festa, what I have is that they set up a perimeter, TPD did, at West Shore. A car fled a traffic stop, and I guess it was thought that they were corralled inside West Shore's parking lot. And that's the detail I had as of last night. So where are we now? This is
just video. It's not even a write-up.
Yeah. So I don't know if they ever apprehended these. I haven't seen whether there was an apprehension.
You know what I want an update on?
What's that?
When are they going to knock down West Shore Mall and redo it? Because
like I told you, that is a long way off.
Well, they might want to do it sooner than later with all the crazy stuff that's been going on there.
Yeah, the last I had heard regarding West Shore, and
They need financing for it.
There was a big hoopla, a couple of months ago, and all the news channels were jumping. Oh my God, West Shore Plaza redevelopment! They're knocking down the mall, and I think I was the only one to say that their original financing fell through. This is a big project, and the original money behind the redevelopment of West Shore, that money fell through, and I've not heard that they've replaced the money yet. So, frankly, all of the talk at least 2 months ago about the knocking down and the rebuilding of West Shore Mall with a whole mixed-use project and reimagining the whole space, it's not imminent. It's like years and years away. They might be able to start on some of the perimeter stuff, like over where Sears is and the old Sears Auto, knocking that out parcel down and building some of the perimeter stuff. But as far as that whole mall coming down, that's years away.
They're going to knock down the Maggiano's?
Listen, they're still signing leases in that place right now. So does that sound like a mall they're knocking down next week?
Yeah, they're in no rush.
Yeah, all right, I don't think they're in a huge rush over there. Plus, they got to figure out the traffic issue. You look at West Shore Boulevard. If you're going north on West Shore from south of Kennedy, look at the traffic that is backed up at 4:30, 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. Look at all that traffic in that area.
I hate that light.
The state, because you got a state road there. You have some local roads. They got to figure out how to handle that traffic. Folks making a left turn to go west on Kennedy, coming off of West Shore, if you're heading north on West Shore, just below Kennedy, and you're trying to make a left turn onto Kennedy and go west toward the Veterans, you ought to see what that traffic is like and how that's backed up. And they're talking about putting close to 3,000 apartments at the new West Shore build. What is that going to do to traffic in that area? They got to figure out a traffic plan over there as well. But again, any full project there is, I'm telling you, 10 years off before you. It's like the Trop. It's like the whole redevelopment of the new Rays Stadium. The new stadium is supposed to be open for opening pitch in the spring of 2028.
Yeah, so if you want to put a restaurant next season for the Rays, they'll welcome you.
Almost 40 years from now is when the new Rays Stadium is supposed to be built. But the rest of that whole, what is it, the gas
plant.
Gas plant. The whole gas plant redevelopment is not, as it's envisioned, is not supposed to be built out until like 2047. That is over 23 years from right now. 2047 for the whole project. Yeah, that's a real graspable timeline. Anyway, I wish the Rays the best. I hope the Rays do well. I thought for the Rays to do well, they needed to get out of downtown St. Pete. Its location, you can put the prettiest, nicest project down there. Is that going to change the fact that from a population standpoint, we need to draw from other parts of the Tampa Bay area, so you put a stadium closer to where the population center is that's going to go to a game to fill up 28,000 seats or whatever it's going to be. There'll be a honeymoon period. They'll put 30,000 people in the new stadium seats for a little bit. There's going to be an excitement, and then it's going to wane off, and then you're going to have empty seats again. That's why they needed to put the stadium maybe over by Derby Lane here in St. Pete, keeping the Rays in St. Pete, or the fairgrounds over in Tampa, or in Lutz.
That'd be beautiful. we have plenty of acreage. If they want to have an instant sellout, Roxanne, all they have to do, invite MJ to do first pitch again.
Oh, there you go.
That's right.
That'll be it.
You want to hear something crazy? A Clearwater cybersecurity company, their latest hire was apparently a North Korean hacker, unbeknownst to them. What?
Where they find them on Fiverr or something?
Listen to this. This is from Fox 13. A Clearwater cybersecurity company admits it has egg on its face after unwittingly hiring the wrong guy. No B4 is going public after a North Korean hacker was selected for a position from a field of hundreds of applicants. Their CEO says no data was breached, but still says the lesson for the employers everywhere is crucial. He met all the, checked all the right boxes. He made it through 4 interviews, said Eric Cron, a no B4, that's KNOWBE, the number 4, security awareness advocate. Video interviews were done. The company says the applicant had an unremarkable name and spoke smooth English and was hired for a remote worker job studying AI. What? From Pyongyang in North Korea? My God. They'd get a hold of all your information. They'd totally ransomware you, take you digital hostage. My God. You got to get that vetting process a little better so you don't hire what is suspected to be a North Korean, hacker. Because, the North Koreans are totally involved in ransomware. That's a lot of how Kim Jong-un is funding all of his, nuclear crap over there. Yeah, company officials say that the applicant had a very good command of the English language. He said he was from Atlanta, but his laptop should be sent to Washington State because he was moving.
Yeah.
Immediately, we started seeing some strange behavior with software trying to be loaded. We found it through their own security software. Within hours of hitting the payroll, they locked down his laptop without any client data being exposed.
Did they even need to acknowledge this happened?
Well, they did. After giving shifty explanations, he went dark. No B4 alerted the FBI, who suspects he's a North Korean hacker.
Oh, no.
What the hell? He essentially had access to our training materials to get him started on the training, but had this continued, there's a possibility that this person could have gotten access to a lot more information. Why are they admitting this? I would want to kind of keep this quiet. This is embarrassing.
I guess once you call the FBI, they could release it, and they would want to announce that they've thwarted a hacker. So maybe they're trying to get out in front of it.
There's a weird story. Hey, how do you wreck your summer vacation?
Oh, there are a lot of ways you can do that. I mean, you can just fly and have your trip canceled and you never get there.
Yeah.
Your flight's canceled and it's not going to go for 3 days, and those are your 3 days off.
You could also shoot yourself in the crotch. Both of them ruin summer.
That's
All right,
another way.
I'm not thinking of any of those.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking about falling 400 feet below the Grand Canyon rim.
How close do you get to the edge?
Oh, my God. 20-year-old guy from North Carolina died at the Grand Canyon National Park. Fell 400 feet below the rim. Yeah, Abel Joseph Mejia of Hickory, North Carolina, was near the edge. Don't get too close to the edge, and he fell in.
All right, so Grand Canyon might be a next summer trip.
Wow.
Yeah,
well, keep the kids away from the edge.
Can you walk right up to the lip of it, MJ?
Well, you have the normal viewing areas where you've got buildings in a parking lot, and they'll have some like wooden barriers.
I think that's all I want to do.
There are the Grand Canyon. It's not just like one parking lot you drive to. It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's hundreds and hundreds of miles.
You can go to various spots where there are no railings.
You just get right up to it.
And be careful. To look over the it's like the Roadrunner cartoons. I wonder if there was a little puff of smoke at the bottom. I mean, meep.
All right.
You know what I was
That's
reading
awful.
the other day
I'm
about?
sorry.
It's true. It's true.
Terrible story.
I'm with you.
It's terrible.
A lot of people have fear. I have extreme fear of heights. I cannot look down when I go on,
Oh, that's good to know.
Even, rides at Adventure Island, I have to stay. I can't look over the edge, right? But I was reading about it the other day. It's not a crazy phobia as much as it is a survival instinct.
Yeah, you know it'll fall. Absolutely.
It's actually not a bad thing to have that.
This guy didn't have that fear.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
All right, so the Grand Canyon story is terrible. Just if you go to the Grand Canyon, it's beautiful. Just don't get near the edge.
Don't get too close.
No.
All right.
Be a tourist. Stay in the tourist areas.
So, there's some confusion on the whole boxer story. Here's another story. Is it accurate to label this female-born boxer as biological male or transgender? Listen, the story is that this boxer had failed tests in the past because of male chromosomes.
In her blood system.
Yeah. So this Amane Khalif.
From Algeria.
Yeah. She was assigned female at birth based on the observed external genitalia, but still has male markers that come up in testing. So was I inaccurate to call her transgender? Maybe so, but still, somebody that possesses biological male qualities should not be punching females in the face in an Olympic female boxing event. I'm sorry.
I tell you, man.
Sometimes,
there's 5 billion people in this world. There's anomalies.
There's close to 8 billion people.
Is there?
So Logan Paul said in a now deleted post, "This is the purest form of evil unfolding right before our eyes." Logan Paul said a man was allowed to beat up a woman on a global stage, crushing her live stream while fighting for her deceased father. And then he deleted that post because everybody got on him and said he was spreading misinformation. But he said, he later added, "I stand by my statement that biological men should not compete against biological women in any sport. And if you disagree, you
this boxer comes up with biological male markers. And to me, that's the line. That's the line.
But if this boxer took their britches off, they wouldn't have that one male marker.
It's apparently a
well,
birth.
no, they still do.
She was identified.
No, we're talking about the chromosomes.
The chromosomes.
No,
we're not talking about the marker of like
having a wang.
I'm talking about
down.
the wang.
No.
This is not
XY.
This is not a wang story. All right. Got Wang Chung coming up in a few minutes here on the MJ Morning Show.
Kung Fu fighting fighting. Oh my God. Be glad it's not judo.
What else do we have before we get out of here?
Did I tell you guys I have TMJ now?
Oh, great.
Yeah, I've just had it come on in the last month. Never had it. And then I started thinking to myself, why do I have TMJ? Why am I grinding my teeth? Is it stress? And then I realized it's TMJ. TMMJ. Too much MJ.
Too much MJ?
Oh, great. Is that a joke? You really have TMJ?
It's a joke. No, I mean, my jaw's been like sticking at times. So I think I have it. I don't have an official diagnosis.
We're a mouth bite piece at night or something. All right. Hey, so clearly heads up on this Invest 97L. It could turn into Debbie Downer as a name system. It could become a tropical storm. It doesn't look like it's going to become a hurricane. The question is, how close does it come to our coast? It's believed that we'll have some wind. It'll be a heavy rain event, but still the track is not quite verifiable yet. It kind of shifts, back and forth. Some models put a little closer to us. The event's going to happen, late Saturday into Sunday, but certainly a huge event. The question, though, is does it remain just a depression, or does it become a named storm? Debbie Downer. That's the question. We had Dennis Phillips on at 8 o'clock this morning. If you missed Dennis, you can go back and watch the segment on YouTube TV. Just go back and rewind, or the podcast will be up in about an hour on all the platforms, so you can listen to Dennis and exactly what Dennis Phillips from ABC Action News had to say earlier today on the MJ Morning Show. Either way, we're back here with you Monday morning for a recap. It looks like a heavy rain event, maybe some flooding issues, maybe some winds. At this point, the question is, what's the track going to be? More offshore or more closer to the Florida West Coast? They don't know yet. Going to know more, obviously, tomorrow on what the track is going to look like. And with that, at 9:49, we got to go and call it a week here on the MJ Morning Show. Anything else before we roll?
Yes, follow Roxanne on Instagram at Roxanne Wilder.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Look at that. And give me a follow. I'm certified MJ Radio.
Yeah, but follow Roxanne first.
Yeah, follow Roxanne first. Certified MJ Radio and Roxanne Wilder. Yes, Hadley wants to say something before we go.
I have a joke.
Oh,
okay.
God.
Oh, yes. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Hadley with a last-minute joke here on the MJ Morning Show.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not me. Bye. I'm out of here.
And she's gone. That's it.
That's her goodbye. That was perfect.
All right. Have a great weekend, folks. Stay safe with the invest right now and the tropical system headed our way. Hopefully it doesn't become Debbie, but it looks like it's going to become Debbie. And hopefully the ramifications will remain minimal for the Tampa Bay area. But listen, you know how to prepare. You know what to do. Just be smart. We'll see you back here Monday morning. Be careful out there, folks. As I always say, have a great weekend, and let's be careful out there.